Hello, everyone, and welcome to our Vampire the Masquerade actual play. Tonight, you are going to be seeing, hearing, and experiencing everything that Alchemy has to offer when it comes to VTM. Motion backgrounds, overlays, music, and more are all offered in the Alchemy enhanced version of Vampire the Masquerade on this platform. With nearly every book released for V5 currently in our library and the rest to come by the end of the year, it's the coolest place to play Vampire the Masquerade online. Keep an eye on chat, though, occasionally, as you might find something special for you, for those vampire lovers out there that actually haven't played it yet on the platform. On top of that, what you are seeing here tonight is our very own free service called Streamer Mode, where everything you see on screen is being done within Alchemy itself. Things like cameras, audio, overlays, scenes, and more are all being handled by the platform. I am simply using OBS to capture my screen. Currently in its alpha state, Streamer Mode is accessible to anyone that wants to try it out. All right, all that out of the way, I'm going to quickly go around and have these wonderful folks introduce themselves, starting with me. My name is Dan Munoz, and I am the content producer over here at Alchemy RPG. I make video tutorials for TTRPGs and the Alchemy platform, work with motion graphics, and even get to do cool stuff like this. Pretty neat, huh? That being said, I'll go ahead and pass it off to April.
Hi everyone, I'm April Reagan on the internet. I do games and stuff sometimes. You can find me on Ampistrado and Do You Validate's Bad Ship, where I play a jackalope. Tonight I'm going to play Vampire, and I'm very excited to play another mythical creature this week.
Awesome. All right, Josiah.
Yeah, that's me, Josiah Ambrose, also known as Dungeon Dad on basically every website. I usually make content about Dungeons and Dragons, so we're stepping out of our comfort zone today to become a vampire about it. But you can find me primarily on YouTube, where I make content about monsters. That's
all right.
the whole thing.
That's it, yeah. No, it's not. Good stuff on YouTube there, Josiah. And I had to pull in my D&D buddy to see if I can't get him to be spooky for a night. All right, and last up, we have our incredible storyteller, Cynthia. Cynthia, please let us know what's going on, and afterwards, let's get this show on the road.
Yeah! Hey everyone, I am Cynthia Marie. You may know me from a small little show called LA by Night, or another one called New York by Night, both vampire streams on Vampire the Masquerade or World of Darkness channels. I've been playing Vampire for quite some time, actually since the book came out. I'm just really excited to step in the role of a storyteller and run these wonderful players through a little game that I wrote. So I do want to kind of talk about a little bit of a content warning. This is a dark horror TTRPG where adult themes may be touched on. There may be some descriptions, but not graphic. I promise you, of violence and general horror and blood, because it is a vampire game. So if those are things that are not your jam, like, just be careful. Word of warning, take care of yourself, self-care, self-love, all the things. Players and I have discussed our lines and veils, and so we should be well protected. But if anytime you guys feel uncomfortable with anything that we're talking about, please throw up the X, thumbs down, whatever you need to do to tell me to, like, let's cut and get out of here. Happy to do so. Yeah, so I'm really excited. So I guess let's tell a vampire story.
Let's do this thing. And whenever you want to switch scenes in, that's all on you. So you do your thing.
Okay. All right. You guys are going to have to forgive me. I'm still learning the platform. I'm really excited because the platform's really cool, but bear with me as I work around. I'm going to have to ask Dan some questions.
You got it.
Cool beans. So let's switch into this mode. All right. So my players, go ahead and close your eyes. Get into the essence of vampire. Take a nice deep breath in and exhale out, because we're going to enter this story. It's been a few years since the culmination of mortal and kindred conflict in the City of Angels. As the city built on broken dreams still sits, the powerful barons of Los Angeles hold strong to their territories. For some reason, things seem peaceful, almost too peaceful. The music mogul, club-owning, social media baron of the valley Victor Temple remains undisputed in his territory. The powerful, undeniable force of the Bruja, led by Baron Nines Rodriguez, still controls the downtown areas, where it seems the rundown is becoming anew once more. The alluring and twisted Baron Therese Vorman seems to not really be present, but the present most notable in the Los Angeles area is the illustrious Blue Baron of Hollywood, Miss Nelli G herself. Rumors circled after all these years that she still has a penchant for magic, and tonight is no exception. As the camera pans away from the city as a whole, it centers on 3 black cars headed towards Hollywood and Highland from various locations. A place once filled with tourists and high-end shops, now glittered with restaurants and iconography of a time previous. As the moon rises in the sky, the camera settles on a face of the driver looking into the rearview mirror. It's looking into the eyes of the passenger behind him. Miss Griffith has instructed to leave you on the steps. Is there anything else you needed, sir? His green eyes stay steady on the kindred in the back. Josiah, why don't you go ahead and describe your character who's sitting in the back of this car?
Sure, yeah. So sitting in the back of this car is Silas Ephemiadis, who is a fairly young-looking guy, also a fairly young vampire. He's just kind of lounging in the back, wearing his suit, checking his watch, seeing what time it is, and he's like, is this the place?
Oh, we're almost there, sir. There's a lot of traffic.
Sure, man, whatever.
It's hard to navigate. You're coming from the valley. It's usually about a 45-minute drive.
Right. This is why I never come to this part of town. But, do what you gotta do, I guess. It's not my fault if we end up late. He's just like, with his other hand, pulls out his phone, opens up his stock trading app, and is like looking through some of his events. Like, maybe we can set some trades up for tomorrow. Very clearly has his mind in a few different places. Not super focused necessarily about what's happening directly in front of him. That's kind of the energy he's bringing to this conversation.
Awesome.
With this guy.
And he's what clan is he?
Oh, I'm so sorry. Yeah, Silas is a Ventru.
Awesome. So we have a Ventru sitting there. So, the camera's kind of panning in on the two characters, bickering back and forth about traffic, Hollywood traffic. And as the camera kind of pans out, you kind of look at the city as a whole. And if anyone's seen a map or overview of Los Angeles, it's pretty much a grid. And in this case, with a lot of traffic, it's pretty much gridlock. But what you do notice if you're looking down is that you can see the 3 different black cars are lining up onto Highland, actually Hollywood Boulevard, and they're kind of like coming to a slow. At that point, the driver in the second car, he's dressed in a slick suit and a blue hat, gets out and opens the back of the passenger door to let the passenger out of the vehicle. He holds his hand out just kind of as a courtesy thing. And April, who do we see coming out?
Stepping out of the car, I gotta put my hood up. She doesn't want to be seen. It's just too much out here. It's so bright. The lights are so bright, and it's so loud all the time in LA. Yoon is a Korean woman, age kind of hard to tell, late 20s, early 30s. She is a Tremere. She's wearing like a black hoodie, a cloak with some fringe. It looks like she kind of picked up pieces as she was walking out and just kind of put them on to get dressed. Just covered in like just random bits. She smells heavily of like incense and scents and even just like Korean chilies powder and gochujang, just because it smells like home. And she does not take she doesn't take his hand. She kind of skirts around him. She spends a lot of time indoors. She's been shipped around a bunch. Tremeres don't really have a place right now that is great, so she moves a lot.
Yeah. Okay. All right. What was her name again?
Yin. Okay,
so we see her step out onto the sidewalk, and yes, it is bright as heck in Hollywood and Highland. In fact, you're actually looking across the street is the Pantages Theater, so you have like the kiosk or the marquee, brightly lit with whatever show is going on. Pick a Disney show. I don't know. And all the lights, everywhere else too. Like Ripley's Believe It or Not is down on the other side. Tourists are just walking by you.
Anna, what are you doing?
It's a lot for you.
Hurry up.
She definitely starts kind of
What?
pulling herself in and like pulling more layers just over just to kind of block more out.
Your muffin, go upstairs.
So at that
You're not even
point,
supposed to be downstairs
the
right now.
first car, which is Josiah, what was your character again?
Silas is his name.
Silas, that's right. Silas, your driver also helps you get out the car, so you do see Ian there as well.
Perfect. And am I aware that like we're supposed to be meeting up here, like who I'm meeting up with, or just kind of
you're very aware of who you're meeting with. Like all of you have received an invitation in one fashion or another.
Perfect. Cool. Yeah, so I'll just kind of like step out of the car, just blow past this guy, and I'm immediately just take a few steps in his direction and just nod, like give a casual wave.
So I will be more explicit about the invite. You did get an invite. You think you know who it is, who it's from, but there's no signature on it. But it's written in blue. It's written in like royal blue ink.
I see. I understand. So in that case, never mind. I'm gonna get out of the car and just start looking around and like, trying to clock the situation, like who am I meeting with, who else is here. I see this other car and I'm like, okay, sure.
Okay, so finally the driver from the third car gets out. He's kind of like dusting himself off. Like you can tell he like kind of like went through it a little. And he opens the door just like everybody else's to let the last person escape out of the car. But instead of somebody gracefully stepping out, you see a body just kind of stumble out of the car. Dan, who do we see stumbling and falling out of the car?
You see a 5'5", pretty short Hispanic male, very sunken in eyes, kind of harsh facial features. You see that he has like a piece of tape or maybe a bandage or something covering his nose. You think that maybe it might be to cover up some really just awful facial scarring or maybe something else. It's definitely not any kind of medical thing. And greasy hair and just kind of filthy. And he looks down, dusts himself off from like the gravel and mud that he just kind of fell into. And he just takes his hood and like kind of tucks it deeper over his head and then just moves forward. This is Jesus de la Cruz, and he is a Nosferatu.
Awesome. Welcome, Jesus. The driver kind of gripes because of you're a little bit dirtier than the people that he normally like drives around, so he kind of like very angrily like pats out like some dirt like out of the car and like closes the door, and the three cars just kind of take off for a bit there. Let me think here.
I'm keeping an eye. I look up in the air, and I will try to like keep an eye out, see if I can see an owl. Not an owl, but like my owl.
Roll me a wits and awareness. Let's see if you actually.
A wits awareness? Yeah, we can do that. First roll.
First roll.
All right, so wits awareness and roll. And what difficulty are we looking for?
Use your. I think I know who this is. So let's do a difficulty of 3.
Okay. Ooh, just succeeds.
Woo! Yeah,
Wow.
you definitely see this owl circle around, and it just kind of sits down and like perches somewhere very unseemingly, kind of blending in.
You just might maybe hear the essence of just a grunt.
And as that grunt comes out, you feel a buzz in your pocket.
Lifts it up with like 2 fingers.
Now, the Nosferatu are known to be very good with technology, so this
Looks at it.
is definitely something great for you. You get a text message, and it is a picture of. Please describe your touchstone to me.
My touchstone is about twice my age, it looks like. You would see Jesus is probably mid to, I'd say mid 30s in general. And the image that you see on the phone is an old picture, probably somewhere, you'd probably think maybe like the 80s or something. But it's an old picture of a beautiful woman, black hair, wavy black hair, comes down to like maybe just past the shoulders, beautiful brown eyes, a very thin shaped nose, big smile on her face, and you just see his eyes kind of droop down a little bit as he looks down at it.
Does she have a ring?
Oh, she very much has a ring, yeah.
What does that ring look like?
Oh, it's not big. It's not like this big expensive ring. It's it kind of reminds you of maybe a ring that got passed down from a former marriage, from not like his former marriage, but like maybe his father's or grandfather's or something like that. And a ring was given to him, and he gave it to this individual. So it's just very old school. Yeah.
So when you get the text message, this picture is actually of the current version of what she looks like. And so she's a lot older. Her hair is still brown, but you see like the wispy grays in it.
She'd be in her like mid 60s or early 60s.
Yeah. Okay. So Latins, we don't crack that easily. So she's still put together, like she's still looking fly. But you do see aging in her eyes. You see aging in her hands, because women age in their hands and their elbows, if you didn't know. Right? That's how you can tell a real age, is you look at the back of the elbows.
Let me see your elbows.
Never say that to a woman.
Right?
Duly noted.
I just gave the woman code secret. So her hands are a little bit like aged and weathered. But it's kind of a blurred image. Like it looks like she's like in motion or walking. And the text message that you get underneath is MIA. We'll find her.
Do I know the number that texts me?
Yeah. But you don't save phone numbers into your phone, so it's just a phone number.
Yeah, okay. I just kind of like close my eyes and shove the phone in my pocket.
Mm-hmm. So as the three of you are left on the streets of Hollywood, your senses are lit as pedestrians walk by you. They're kind of pulsed with a vitae. It kind of like smells really good and sumptuous. It's actually really hard for you to like concentrate at the moment because there's just so many people walking around. You're kind of almost having like a lust after this. The scent is super intoxicating. And these mortals seem to just enrapture your very being. Now, this is something very important to kindred life, because when you first awake, you are struck potentially with some hunger that you have to deal with. And so because you are on the streets of Hollywood and you're amongst a lot of mortals with a lot of blood, I need each of you to make a rouse check and see if you need to go feed or not.
Awesome. For everybody, if you just open up the tray on the bottom there, and the third option is a little rouse check. You click that once and roll. Ooh.
Oh, I see.
Ouch.
Sorry, where is it?
Bottom dice tray, so like the ankh in the center bottom.
Oh, okay, that one.
Yeah.
Oh, rouse check. It's literally right in front of me. I am so sorry. I can read. Oh no.
No.
Oh,
And I
okay.
am
All
hungry.
right.
Double fail.
That's why I couldn't find it. I was too hungry.
This is very exciting for me. I did not think that I was actually going to get to do this part of the story.
Oh boy.
Hell yeah.
For those of you who succeeded, you stay at hunger level 1. You're all good. You're holding on. Like, this doesn't bother you. those of you who have failed, and we have 2 different failures, it looks like, in my opinion. We have just a straight fail with you, Dan. So your hunger is going to go up to 2. But you can go, like, slack your hunger if you would like, or you can hold on to that 2. As for you, April, very exciting. Your first roll of the night is a bestial fail.
This is great. I picked the best feeding type for this too. This is amazing.
Did.
No, I did not.
You did. Though. What is your feeding type by any chance?
The Sandman. They have to be asleep, which is really great for downtown for a very busy night in LA. This is wonderful for me.
April joined the game to roll 1 roll and then frenzy.
I sense this is going to go well.
So I'm going to, because you did a bestial failure, your compulsion actually does take over. There are, like, it's actually pretty cool in the book. There's a couple of different ones that you can choose from, but just to make life easier, we're gonna go with the clan compulsion. So for Tremere, says nothing but the best satisfy the vampire. Anything less than exceptional performance instills a profound sense of failure, and they often repeat tasks obsessively to get them just right. Until the vampire, you, April, scores a critical win on a skill roll, or the scene ends, the vampire labors under a 2 dice penalty to all dice pools. Reduce the penalty to 1 die for a repeated action and remove it entirely on a second repeat.
Damn.
This is fine. This is fine. This is fine. I told you it's too loud here.
So all 3 of you guys are standing kind of in the same vicinity. I'm going to assume, Silas, you have your wits about you the most.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure you recognize these 2 because you guys have kind of worked together before on some certain situations.
Sure. Yeah, so seeing these 2, and like, I imagine I can kind of get a sense that they're both starting to lose it a little bit, some more than others. I'm just gonna, like, literally snap my fingers at them, like, hey, gang, what are we doing here? Focus. Come on.
It's you.
Yeah, me. I know. Someone had to make sure that you didn't do what I presume you're thinking about doing right now. We have somewhere to be, no?
You take one look at you, and you see her, like, muttering to herself, staring at you very intently. And you, if we work together, you could see that, like, she's on the edge of casting something on you.
Yeah. I'm like, okay. We're going into the theater, yeah? Is that, like, our ultimate destination here? We don't know that, I guess. They dropped us off in front of this
You just
theater.
got dropped off.
Okay. I mean, obviously, you guys can do what you're gonna do. I'm going to attempt to just, like, okay, look, let's just get inside for a second and figure out why we're even here.
So just as you guys go to pivot on your heels, you see a midnight blue Cadillac stretch limo, and it flashes its lights at you. I assume you recognize.
Yeah.
So it's like
Jesus
kind of as
steps
if you're
back and, like, puts his hands, like, in his jacket, like in his little pockets in the front.
So as you step back, Jesus, you kind of feel this, like, compulsion to, like, come forward towards the vehicle. And actually all 3 of you guys just feel this, like, I need to be over there right now.
Hands come out of the pocket, just like, and you can see, like, the hands kind of by my side. I kind of start nervously, like, moving them, like, around a little bit as I move forward.
Yeah. So I guess, so as you guys begin to walk over, the back window rolls down just ever so slightly. And behind the glass sits the stoic, blue-haired, sunglass-wearing Baron. With only a single purse of the lips to indicate to get in the car, the door unlocks, waiting for one of you to pull it open. Do you get in?
Yeah.
Yes. Don't. I think the second you feels that, like, kind of compulsion move, she doesn't even fight it. She just goes.
God.
She's into this now. This is the right idea.
Jesus is a little stinky, So he's got a nice aroma about him. It's not like body odor like you would think, or maybe like like a natural stink. It's more like a rotten fish. He just smells like rotten fish essentially.
Sexy.
And he kind of makes his way towards the vehicle, and then he looks inside. He's like, "You sure?" All right. He just steps in. Are we in front of like the this building? What kind of building are we in front of?
So yeah, you guys. So Hollywood and Highland has the Hollywood and Highland Mall over here, and then on the other side you have the Pantages Theater. So the car's parked under the Pantages marquee.
Okay.
And so you guys have to walk across the street and
in.
get in. Yep. I assume that Jesus, you're the last one to get in, and you shut the door.
I look up into the sky one more time, and I will make like a head nod motion, at like a kind of follow us kind of thing, or just keep an eye out sort of thing. And then I'll get in and close the door.
And the owl kind of like flaps its wings, like acknowledging, but kind of still stays. Cool. So the door closes, and as you slide in, you just hear a very sultry voice say, "Please use some of my arachnophoria. It's on the door."
I just look at it and grab it.
Spray it, please. On yourself.
Like, no, I literally at Silas.
I'm like, I know this is new for you, but like, come on.
Come
What are we
on.
doing here?
We're wasting everybody's time.
We are not wasting everybody's time. Thank you. So seated before you is Miss Petronella Griffith, or as her stage name suggests, she's a Nelli G. Cross-legged, she is dressed sharply in a black satin pantsuit. Black gloves cover her hands entirely, and a circular necklace with a large pearl and a diamond towards the bottom. Slipping off her sunglasses dramatically, her perfectly made-up face and red pouty lips part. Well, it's about damn time. She looks out the window, rolls her eyes, and then taps on the window to indicate the driver to go. What took you so long?
I was stuck in traffic. That's my excuse.
Yin kind of gestures to where the cars used to be. They drove us. It wasn't us who set the time.
My driver had to keep stopping to gag.
You should
That sounds like a you problem.
fix that issue. I'm getting ahead of myself. I know Mr. Golden would be upset if I said something like that to you, so I apologize. At any rate, I appreciate each of you taking up my invitation. I've been told by my confidants, my garden, that the three of you have a skill set that might help me with a small issue. As much as it pains me to say, all this peacefulness in Los Angeles, it has come to my attention that there has been reports of missing kindred in the Culver City area. This has happened before to me. Anyways, I need you three to investigate this matter as discreetly, an emphasis on discreet, please. I get my normal team on this, but they're handling some issues in the valley, and I don't want to extract them from that situation.
And we're the next best thing. There's so many others who have more abilities, talent, better choices.
Speak for yourself.
I'm 100% speaking for myself. I am the worst one here.
Now, Yoon, why would you say that?
Yeah, with Silas sitting right
Outside
there.
is a lot. True.
You think that you, out of the three of you, is the least experienced?
Outside, yes. Yes, I believe that.
What if you weren't outside?
If you have a book, I could find you a book. Any book?
I have plenty of books.
Did not say books. Please continue.
I like you. You remind me of somebody I used to know.
Thank you.
But you gotta believe in yourself a little bit more. Now, you, Silas, you believe in yourself too much.
I mean, I don't know if that's true. I don't know if that's possible, if I'm being upfront with you, but I guess we'll see.
Oh my.
Always.
Have you seen Mr. Victor Temple lately, your Baron in the Valley?
Oh, lately, it's been at least a couple weeks, I think, since I've seen old Vic. But,
You're on a first-name basis with him, I see.
I mean...
It's a bit presumptuous.
I'm nothing if not presumptuous. I'll own that. That's fair. That's true. And I choose to embrace that aspect of my personality.
Silas, how are you still around?
I mean, that's the thing. If I'm that presumptuous, how am I still around? Makes you think. I know that's hard for you.
I guess you really are good at what you do. What is it that you do? I don't understand why they summoned you three. I mean, Jesus, I understand. Jesus has been doing some work for me, but you two.
I mean, what do you need me to do?
If I needed to get rid of something, could you do that?
Easily.
How?
Depends on what the something is and the level of discretion. I know you mentioned that this needs to be very discreet, so if there's someone or something that needs to be gotten rid of, then, we'll make it happen.
Fair enough. Jesus, how is Port of LA doing?
Traffic in and out has been pretty steady as of late. Everything that you've wanted, you're getting.
Anything of consequence?
Not that I can tell.
Good. You seem a little off kilter.
Just, got my mind on other things.
Well, get your head in the game.
Yes, ma'am.
So, as you guys feel the car already having taken off, it's a pretty short drive. And you can actually kind of start feeling the car kind of start winding up this, kind of winding mountain. So she kind of gives you the spiel. I'm giving you a head start on this. I'm bringing you to the Magic Castle. Should afford you some clues. As I hear there's some sort of magic involved with the disappearances. So, what better place than to bring you to a Hollywood Chantry, or, I guess you call it a Chantry. I don't know. I don't know everything about the Tremere. I know there's been some conflict and stuff, but I do know that this place is pretty magical and houses a lot of good researchers.
Is there someone in particular we're looking for? Or just in general?
Oh, yes. Her name is Margaret. Yeah.
You wouldn't by any chance have a picture, would you?
She does not have a picture, but... There we go. I think I'm doing a thing. I have done a thing. But she certainly describes her as kind of a tall, lithe, pale woman. Her hair, brown hair, up at a bun, usually kind of a messy bun. Gold frame glasses, kind of like a crook nose. And she kind of describes her as if you've ever seen the Wicked Witch at the very beginning of The Wizard of Oz. like that.
Yoon, for a second, got really excited, but really sad because she knew with the picture there was an easier chance of finding her.
Yeah, Nelli would not have that many pictures of people like that.
Damn you, blood sorcery! There was a chance for you.
Okay,
Trying to take the easy way out again.
Yeah, Jesus, you would know that. You would know why Yoon was asking for a picture. You've seen Yoon track people before. Not always well, but
Like a bloodhound.
Do you remember her name? Margaret. She should have details for you. So if you pull this off, you may find yourself in charge of just a little bit of land. You guys ready for this?
Oh yeah.
Born ready. Let's go.
Excellent. So just as she says, as the majestic building comes into view, it's an old chateau-esque manor with slightly weathered eggshell paint, heavily ornamented home with a grand rotund feature at the corner of the plot. So you guys can kind of see it in the background here. There were steepled pitched roofs of 16th century chateau, themselves influenced by Gothic architecture, built on an asymmetrical plane with a roof line broken in several places and facades composed of advanced and receding planes. This building has much history, but tonight it's all about the magic within. As the car comes to a halt, Nelli steps out with her red-bottom stiletto heels, looks over to her shoulder and says, "All right, it's your time to shine." She walks right into the entrance of the Magic Castle, doesn't even wait for you guys. She doesn't even open doors. People open all the doors for her. I'm assuming you guys follow closely behind, unless you want the door to fall like on your face. Yeah.
I would absolutely step out first, let Yoon like out, and then slam the door.
Thank you.
You're gonna slam the door. I'll just like open the door, Crow. Be like, "Oh, you slipped there, bud."
I turn around. Oh, forgot you were there.
Wow. If this was another game, I would say you probably took some damage from that. But you're a kindred. No. Although I think that's like some emotional damage there. But
Yeah,
I digress.
No, emotional damage. That's fine. That's fine.
Awesome. So you three enter behind Nelli. Again, Nelli doesn't really acknowledge that you're behind her. She's just kind of like standing there waiting. And with that, she steps into the library, the foyer, and nods to the person, and the door kind of like slides open. I don't know if any of you guys have been to the Magic Castle, but essentially it's a library that you walk into. So as Nelli had indicated, she has a lot of books. You can clearly tell there's a lot of books in store here. So as she makes the nod, like the library like slides open to reveal a secret entrance that you can go into. And she walks right straight through. And when you guys kind of like follow or file in and like camera kind of pans with you, you guys see a beautiful mahogany and carpeted room filled with a few folks at the bar. Nelli is greeted by the research head of the Magic Castle, and she's just whisked away into obscurity real quick. But what you guys do notice is her perfume that she wears, it's vanilla and roses, still kind of like lingers in the air. What would you like to do?
Yoon is definitely distracted by the book. She's reading the spine, seeing what is out there. Knowing that this is the first level. There's no way these are what Nelli was talking about. These are the books. These are books, but like there's got to be a super.
So
secret
did you
library.
even notice that the door opened?
I think either one of the two other people have to walk past her to like realize that something else happened.
Yeah. Okay. What about the rest of you?
What are you doing?
So Jesus will walk in, kind of hands jammed in pockets, and just kind of be looking around at everything. He's going to be taking note of just the general vicinity and just kind of taking note of like the actual structure of the building. More just like for means of escape if trouble comes, or if he needs to run and hide somewhere, or he needs to find something to feed on. He's just like really just surveying. And that hunger that little hunger pang he felt earlier is kind of, you see him like grit his teeth a little bit as he passes right by you.
That's enough of a distraction. She kind of gets pulled back.
Good. Yeah. So as you're walking through, I think you notice behind you that like the books, it's just a flat facade. So like even if you try to pull a book out, they were all fake.
Just complete disappointment now. Now it's like back to the like, oh wait, I'm very hungry. This is not okay.
Yeah. And there's mortals in here, and you can smell the blood. Not many of them, but a couple. It's a slow night, which is how Nelli tends to like coming in here unannounced. Slow night, so it's a few different people here. But what people may want to know about the Magic Castle, it is the Society of Magicians resides there, and you can get a magic show up close and personal at any point or any place in this Victorian manor. So you guys, however you would like to do it, unless you would like to roll a wits and awareness to see if you notice anyone in particular.
Could I do Sense the Unseen instead?
Oh, I'd love for you to do that.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Sense the Unseen is wits.
If you just click the button there for in the discipline, it should automatically roll your roll you need to do.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I just hit roll then.
There you go. Jeez.
Oh, we did it twice. Oh, the resolve. Got it. Okay. I'm still.
Oh
learning how
wait,
to
should
read
I have
this
done
too.
that? I didn't do that at a penalty though.
That is true. You do. Well,
Okay, sorry.
yeah, no, the scene hasn't changed yet. Yeah, so you're at a penalty.
So I add 2 hunger dice to that.
Hold on. You just lose. Let me go read that again real quick. I think you just lose 2 to your dice pool.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. How do I remove dice from the dice pool?
I'd say for now, just to kind of make it as easy as possible, just remove the last 2 dice of the roll.
Yeah.
So
So
you would
2
have
successes.
2 successes on the top,
Okay.
and you would have 3 successes on the bottom.
And just as a standard base for my wits and awareness kind of stuff, it should be a difficulty of 3. And so you had 4 successes, but we're removing 2 for the penalty, so you got 2 successes, so that is a fail. So you're just super excited to see there's other books lined.
From real low to real high, Sense the Unseen, found real books. Going that way now.
You didn't really get a sense of too much. You do feel the presence. I will give you this. You do feel the presence of otherworldly stuff. But you're not familiar enough to, or you didn't get a good sense of it. Is it a wraith? Is it like a magical being? Is it something that you should be fearful? Like you just know that there's a different pull to this place other than it just being the Magic Castle.
I think she was expecting there's something here. If Nelli came here, there's vampires, there's humans, like there's something, other things here. But she doesn't feel scared, so she's just kind of go with it. She's gonna let Jesus and Silas talk to people because they're such good people. Vampires, such good people. Vampires.
People.
Vampires are people, right?
Silas, what are you up to?
Yeah, on that note, as you mentioned that there was a bar in here as well, right? Like, I'm just kind of going across the room, making my way there, not beelining it necessarily towards the bar, but like, Silas is kind of a self-important jerk, but he can be charming when he wants to be. So, he's putting it on. He's like, okay, cool, we're working now. Like, he's going to just start casually talking to people, basically just looking for something to latch onto in terms of like, oh, maybe this is important or might lead us kind of either closer to our goal or at the very least to gain information about this place that might be relevant. Which is kind of intermingled, of course, with a lot of just like casual conversation about what anyone here wants to talk about, you know? But yeah, so he's very much immediately going to kind of walk in on the social aspect of mingling with these people.
So you see a gorgeous redhead sitting at the corner of the bar, kind of surrounded by like, she got like two kind of like bodyguards, kind of pale in pallor, green eyes, but you can't miss the red hair that she has. It's almost fire engine red. And she sits there in a red dress, and you kind of notice. Actually, I love this roll. It's my favorite roll. Wits and awareness. I want to see if you actually pick up on this.
Sure. And that is located under my skills?
Yep.
Yeah.
Skills pretty much at the bottom. Your mental skills are at the bottom there.
Okay, cool.
You'll find awareness, and
I
then
see
you
awareness
assign
and
wits.
Okay.
Actually,
I
I take
see.
that back. Do wits and no, wits and awareness is fine.
Okay.
I wanted you to do insight, but wits and awareness is fine.
Cool. Okay, and the difficulty's 3, right?
Yeah.
Ooh.
Not the total failure.
Woof.
You hate to not notice things.
Woof.
We're doing great,
Well,
too.
yeah. Well, you didn't notice it, but you walk right up to this woman, and she stares you down.
Mm-hmm.
Like the audacity of you walking up to her.
Yeah. I feel like I'm in danger. I mean, as a player. Silas has no idea about what's happening. So yeah, I'll just straight up walk up to her and be like, so, you seem to be important around here. You know, you've got you bodyguards, like...
Well, apparently I'm not as important as that woman who walked by.
She doesn't all like look like... Which woman?
It was Nelli.
Excellent. Excellent. Like, oh, well, I was distracted. What can I say?
By what?
I just, like, gesture towards her. I'm like, by you? You seem like someone who, I should get to know.
She like definitely narrows her gaze here.
Yeah.
All right. I gotta do something. I gotta pull this up real quick. Hold on.
Oh, yeah.
I was not ready for the riz.
The
riz
Charm
that's
Master.
about to happen here. I was
The
not ready
Charm
for
Master.
this. Oh my goodness. Just so you viewers are aware, my rolls will not show up on screen. But I am gonna roll for something. Just give me 1 second here.
Silas, you give her the good old eyebrow, when you're talking to her, you know? Like, up and
Yeah,
down.
both even.
Oh
Both
my
Akimbo
god.
eyebrows.
Well, you know what? While you're doing the eyebrows, describe to me how you're trying to riz her.
Yeah, so very much it's like the way I imagine he approaches people when he's genuinely trying to like make a connection with someone, riz someone up, as it were. You know, his body language, which is very often kind of like, you know, keeps to himself. He's super relaxed. Like even like the bodyguards is not like touching the bodyguard. He's like, that's a bad idea. But kind of like, you know, interposes himself a little bit, like leans against the bar, like, you know, it was just like casually, lots of gesticulating, like lots of hand gestures. Because Silas, much like myself, is a Greek man, so you know that's baked in. That's just you can presume hand gestures at any time if he's speaking to someone.
Why
But
do
yeah.
I feel like I'm watching Joey Fatone from
Oh, that's 100% the energy that
Yeah.
this character
Excellent.
brings to the
I just
function.
want to make sure that I clock that correctly.
Yes,
Um,
absolutely.
So my friend, I need you to roll a composure versus resolve.
Okay. So to do that, I go to it's under mental attributes, right?
That'll be social.
Oh, social. Oh, I see. Social.
What was
Oh,
the
there
roll?
we go. Composure, and it was against resolve.
Composure and resolve. So that'll be your dice pool. So
Okay,
you're gonna combine those together, and you're gonna roll those for me.
great, cool. And that's difficulty 3.
Oh no, I didn't tell you the difficulty yet.
Okay,
go
I'm just
ahead
gonna
and
roll
roll.
it and see what happens.
You're rolling against me.
Okay. So we got 2 successes and a super success,
3 successes.
and a hunger die.
I mean, you have a success, but I also have a success, and knowing who this character is, she looks at you and bares her fangs at you, just kind of like at you.
Right.
She enacted Dread Gaze. Do you know what Dread Gaze is?
I do not know what Dread Gaze is.
So Dread Gaze briefly exposes their vampiric nature. The user instills a single subject with an utter terror. Mortals are coward, run, or frenzy with fear, while other vampires either submit like whimpering dogs or flee in frenzy.
Yeah,
Holy
so does that, and he's like, copy that, and just turns around and starts walking away. Like, oh, jeez, that's not for me. And unless she says or does anything else, is going to just like, now
No.
she's beelining it. Like,
She just like literally turns her back and like swirls her red drink in front of her.
it's like, cool, that's for no one. And it just turns around and starts walking in the other direction, not towards anything in particular, until he is no longer within eyesight of that person.
Would I have noticed this absolute
Yes,
travesty?
please, did we see this?
Well, please just, go ahead and... you know what? Y'all are close enough. I think you guys probably would have watched. I don't know about you, April. April, you roll a wits and awareness.
Damn it.
But Dan, Jesus, you are a Nosferatu. You are always knowing your surroundings. I think you would have clocked this pretty quick.
Dan, if you're like around, I'm actually gonna just walk over to you and I'm gonna get real close. I'm like, what's her problem? Am I right? Damn.
You just see
But
the
like, it's
biggest,
very obviously like shaken up about the
the biggest successful, like, I just won something kind of smile on my face. Just like fucking head down, eyes looking up at you, and
Hey.
a big old grin.
Messy critical.
Oh, sheesh.
I saw that.
Not only did you see that, but I'm definitely gonna say that you let out a little bit of a laugh that it came out as a snort.
Yeah.
Yes.
Exactly. Yeah.
Look at Jesus, who's also probably laughing.
All right. At least I know how to use cologne. Relax. Anyways,
Yoon, do you want to do anything? Any sort of investigation in this area?
Yes, if possible, I want to check out this room because
Okay.
it's Magic Castle. It's got to have
Mhm.
secrets, and so I'm kind of just like looking around the room for the secrets.
Yeah, so you're walking around the room. You actually see a poster of like the 1939 poster of Wizard of Oz, of all of them linked with their arms, kind of like, skipping along. But behind that, you can kind of see that it's like kind of like cracked open just a little bit.
Okay.
And I'm gonna assume, I'm assuming you're trying to.
Yeah, I'm
and-
checking it out.
A little note falls out. And it's scribbled, it's gross, it's crumpled up, like you're just kind of like, ugh. And it says, "Don't follow the road."
Just is gonna kind of turn and just like kind of wave her arm. She has all these like jangly bracelets and things. Assuming that Jesus and Silas are hoping that they will see. She's not very stealthy. Like she's not being
Apparently
careful about
not.
this.
Which Jesus is to your detriment because you are a more of a stealthy type person.
Yeah, absolutely. Jesus does the whole like I don't know you sort of thing for a second until sees you like holding something that might actually be important.
Yeah. So, Jesus, as you're crossing over to where she's at, you hear a woman go, Archimedes, is it dark out yet?
Jesus immediately like perks up his ears from underneath like his hood, like lifts his hood up a little bit. They're so like on point. He behind his hood, if you were able to see it, you see that he has like 3 or maybe like 3.5-inch long pointed ears. But they lift up so much that his hood like shifts as he like starts, and he just quickly shifts his movement over and looks at the person that said that, and immediately starts kind of looking around the room.
Where you look, there's another subset of stairs, like it's like 3 stairs and then like another 3 stairs, and it kind of dips down. It's a bar, but it's so recessed in and it's pretty dark that the only thing that you see at the top of the bar are giant owl eyes that are kind of green, and they kind of like move. And it's a clockwork owl that sits at top of the bar. And as you hear the question, you see the mechanical owl go up, the head go up, and it goes down really slowly. And it repeats up, and then it comes down again, and then it just kind of sits. And the weapon responds, "Thank you, that's what I thought."
He's just more confused than anything. Jesus's familis is named Archimedes. His owl that he has kept track of, he's named him, and he named him Archimedes. So it immediately like pulls him out of the situation at hand and just confuses the hell out of him. He's gonna, I guess, kind of shift over.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll just say, Archimedes, where'd you get that name?
Without hesitation, the woman doesn't even turn around, and she goes, "You have to ask it a question, a yes or no question."
Thanks for nothing. And he just kind of shifts away. I'm going to keep an eye on the owl as I make my way back over towards Yoon.
Okay. Yoon.
What do you...
Oh, go ahead.
What do you have there? And stop waving your arms around.
I could yell next time. We don't have a code. It's running immediately to you. It also seemed very suspicious. I feel like a lot of people are trying to avoid any looking at us, so I thought maybe just acting out to help.
Yeah, standing out in a crowd is a great way to hide.
I'm not hiding. But I found this, and hands you the note that says "Don't follow the road." Follow the poster. It feels fitting.
You see Jesus unfold the paper to read it, and you see that Jesus's nails are probably about like 1/2 inch long, and they have probably months and months of like dirt and fish guts and scales like within them as he opens it up. And
Yoon kind of like notes that and just like kind of shrugs it off. If it was Silas, he would have probably freaked out. She's thinking about Silas freaking out if he sees your hands and she's trying to make that happen, and like bring attention to that later.
Sure.
Speaking of Silas, what are you doing in this situation?
Honestly, like, just definitely taking a minute to be like, all right, cool, everything's fine. Like, you know, he's decompressing for a second, like, okay, like regaining his composure after that whole situation. And then eventually like, okay, let me just, maybe, you know, makes a few little casual conversations with the people around before, like, heading over to see what these two are up to. Because he's like, okay, obviously something's going on over there, given the hand-waving situation. Now they're talking. So yeah, at this point, I probably would roll up to where you guys are. So,
Which is perfectly leads to Silas, look, a note, and points directly at the hands holding the note.
Right, I just hold up 2 fingers with the note.
Yeah. I will, like, what you did with your cell phone earlier, I will now do with the note taken out of your hand. Like, you know, like, that sucks. Just also, take a look.
Came from the poster.
Can I get a good look at like the poster and like maybe
Sure.
try to figure out if and how it had been like manipulated, or if I can see maybe who's responsible for it? Maybe, I don't know.
What
like that.
ability? Is there an ability you want to use?
I don't really have too much. Maybe if you'll allow it, can I maybe see if there's any creatures around, small creatures within the building? I would think maybe rats or maybe birds or
Yeah,
something,
why not? Yeah. Are you using animalism?
Yeah, I'm gonna use animalism. It would be, but to find it, I don't know what would be the thing. Maybe feral whispers to find the thing and then see if I can communicate with it.
Yep.
Okay. This is not an owl unless it is. Would I get a bonus to this?
Oh, with the mechanical owl, no.
Damn. Okay. All right. I accept
Lo siento.
their terms. Okay, I don't get hungry. That's good.
That's good.
But I don't get very many successes. So I do get one success on summoning, which means that let's see if I can read it here. Sorry, I'm not wearing my glasses for this.
That's
roll.
fine. Me either. So I have to be like looking at everything. It's great.
That's why I'm squinting. I'm playing my Nosferatu up. So it just depends on the margin of the test. So I have one success, but if you want to allow whether or not a success is would actually see something.
So you see a singular rat,
Nice.
but it's hiding.
Not nice.
Like it's scared to come out.
I'm gonna reach into my coat, and I have a nice little stash in a baggie that I keep, it's
Quick question for you: how many dots in a cult do you have?
in a cult. None.
None. Dang.
0. Yeah, I'm all animalism and obfuscate.
So in your skill set, you don't have any dots at a cult?
Oh, I'm sorry, occult. I'm thinking of what you call it. No, I don't have any occult. I don't.
Okay. All right.
But I pull out this little baggie, and it has it's usually food that I would be feeding Archimedes. So it is just a mix of like meat, different types of meat, raw meat, and fish. And I'm gonna pluck a little bit out of the bag and say, "Hold on." I'm gonna put the bag in my jacket again, and I'm just gonna look down at that rat, and I want to like try and make eye contact with it to like actually have an effect on it, and see if my communication will, with 2 successes, allows me to say like, "Hey, come here."
It looks directly at you and does not move.
You see his eye, like one of his eyes, like twitch. And I just kind of look around. Can I see if anybody's watching me?
Yes, we're watching.
No,
you.
but other
We're
than
both
other than
definitely watching you.
other than you guys.
100% watching
I know
this.
you guys are watching me.
Okay.
I can be
Nobody's-
weird around you guys.
Nobody particular is paying attention to you guys. Everybody's kind of running their own plot, if you will, in the room. They're doing their own thing.
I'm gonna dive at the rat and grab it and try and
It
snatch
backs
it.
up.
Oh, I'm very angry at this point. With
April?
that extra
Do you-
bit of hunger too, I'm like pissed, and I like
Do you-
slam my fist
Do you need
against the floor.
assist? Do you need help? Do you need something?
You just turn around and like bare my fangs. No. Fine.
So, April, you have some dots in occult, correct?
Yes, I have 1 dot in occult.
Okay, so this and you being a Tremere, this is gonna be very easy and obvious for you. There's a reason that rat does not want to come out. And it's a very obvious one, because it knows that its blood is used to either be drank or used in magical stuff. So it's very much like, no.
You know you chose a rat in the worst possible place to try to tell to do something or attack. Like, this rat's probably seen some things.
It's not like I had to pick up litter.
We could change rooms? Wander around?
Dude, we got rejected by a rat.
Oh,
At least the person who rejected
God.
me was like a beautiful woman. That sucks. Damn.
You just
You
see
wanna go give her another try?
Jesus' finger
No,
like,
I'm good on that. I'm super good on that. But like,
extend towards you. And just kind of, he puts his hands in his pockets and just sulks and walks by, looking around.
Just as you do that, you hear almost like a wicked witch cackle. Yoon, April, you hear the minute for a second, and it's coming from the same place that Jesus was at, looking at the owl.
I know the note said not to follow the road, but did anyone else hear the witch's cackle? There was a witch's cackle. That is the only way to describe it.
we all know what
I
that
just
was, right? Yeah.
slowly turn around and I'm like, yeah, we heard it.
Okay, cool. Just making sure. Just making sure. Sometimes it's not there. And she's just gonna head towards it, saying, "I know we're doing this, right? We're gonna go against the note. You already seemed interested this way."
And so you're gonna love this. There is a stack of books in this bar, and this woman who was sitting there that Jesus didn't really pay attention to, just kind of heard her voice, but didn't pay attention to too much. She has brown mousy hair, a messy bun, gold-rimmed glasses, and a slate gray suit. It's one of those like long pencil skirts, like longer than like down to the ankles, and she has pointy black boots on. And she's reading a book, and she's cackling at the book.
Oh, it was maybe just a person, not something bad. Looks at what's the book? Can I see what the book is?
Oh yeah, it's leather bound. Like you're coming over her shoulder, so like it's actually written in Latin, and it has some sigils, some markings. You would recognize it. It's a grimoire of some sort.
I think I'm gonna I don't want to startle her, but I'm like, interested read?
Why, yes. Are you interested in? There's not a whole lot of people interested in books here.
The wall, the door. It was the most disappointing thing I've ever seen.
They're fake. Yes, I know. You have to come inside. There are.
I know, but
far
for
better
like
books.
a moment, you just think that the second it's going to be filled with everything, but then it just goes away.
Yeah, this whole place can be a little bit disappointing sometimes. I'm Margaret, by the way. What's her name?
Oh, Margaret. Margaret. My name is Yoon. I think I was meant to talk to you today. Kind of looks over her shoulder at Silas and Jesus, because
Like, is this her? Yeah.
but also more than like you guys didn't notice this as you both walked past her like multiple times.
Now that you're talking to her, like I immediately get a little antsy because I wanted to see Silas fail, but I don't want to see you fail. So what I'm gonna do is I'd like to just cloak of shadows and like try to find a corner of the room and just sulk and just kind of I want to watch the conversation like intently.
Yeah. So what's awesome about this bar? It's actually pretty like small and narrow. So the corner that you're at, like if you can imagine her bar stool, right? A stack of books, and then another bar stool is probably where Yoon is sitting. Like literally, there's like some little bar, like how do I explain this? Rails. That you kind of back up into the rail and in a corner, and you can kind of like just like sit there. So you're pretty close. You can hear everything, but like
Nice,
it's
nice.
dark enough that you're just like bloop. Yeah.
I think she goes, "Oh, I'm so sorry to be rude. My name is Yoon. I think we were meant to find you and speak to you about some people. A dispute. I don't know how to like have this conversation.
Oh, Miss Griffith told me that some folk would want to come talk to me about this.
Is that okay?
Good books lately.
Yes. Sorry, you froze. It seems like you choked up for a second. I didn't hear what you said. You froze real quick. What did you say?
Oh, you read any good books lately?
Oh, yes. I've recently I recently found out I could just join the library, and so I've been just checking out everything that seems popular because I just didn't. Some people watch TV and movies, but they're just so loud. So I thought maybe reading books would help educate me to the times. But I have not been picking the best books for that. But sorry, that did not answer your question.
Fine, it's fine. You're the right person I'm looking for this because you actually have wits about you to be smart. Anyway, come with me. Come with me.
Oh yes. These are my friends. These are the people I came here with Nelli. This is Silas, and brooding for a moment is Jesus.
So Margaret looks around. She doesn't see who you're talking about with Jesus.
Is Jesus trying to like get him to come out?
So she's like, she'll play with you like, Jesus. Yeah, yes.
And I'll look at her and be like, yeah, he's definitely around.
I was like, I've heard that there are Nosferatu. That there's usually one or two you should account for in the room. So yes, hi, Jesus.
And that is true. We should always. There's almost always a Nos in the room, and you just don't know it. But no, I do know this one. He is fine. Stay there. Next time, I'm not going to help you. Yes. Sorry, you said we should go somewhere else to discuss this.
Yes. Follow me. And she tries to grab as many of her books as possible.
Let me help you, please. And just starts like helping her pick everything else up left over.
I appreciate. Thank you. And she.
I think a hand. If I see books fall out of her, because she seems
they definitely fall out.
Yeah. She seems kind, like at least from like the conversation. She seems kind. So I think Jesus, like when she drops her stuff and she looks kind of like disorderly and maybe in trouble a little bit, you'll see like a hand kind of come out of the darkness, and then he'll follow suit and he'll pick up the book and hand it to her.
See, not in the room.
As we're going, Silas will grab like one book off of the table or off of the part of carrying. Like,
it's the menu, isn't it? It's not even a book. It's the drink menu.
Yeah.
She definitely not even having to turn around, knows what you picked up, and she goes, "No, not that one."
Like, okay.
And so
keep going.
She kind of keeps signaling you guys as she leads you through the magic castle. So you're seeing people sitting at tables getting tarot readings. You see people doing up close magic. You're seeing handkerchief after handkerchief coming out. It's flowers popping up everywhere. But she's beelining going down this very long winding hallway, and books are flying. So I'm sure, Jesus, you're there catching them.
Yeah.
Trying to follow her very intently, but every so often gets run into by Silas or Jesus because she gets distracted by a shiny scarf pulling thing on the left.
Yeah.
There's a lot going on.
There is a lot. So she begins to describe to you guys in the one way she does. I'm trying to figure out if I want to. Yeah, I'm gonna do it this way. All right. So it's very hard for me to talk about this because I'm not quite sure if this is actually true or not, but I've been hearing of disappearances from one of our sister locations. It's called the Culver Hotel. And we do have an underground entrance that connects us, and it's been sealed off for some time. But to be honest with you, I haven't heard from a friend of mine who was there doing research Her name is Glinda. I really hope she's okay, but I sent word to Miss Griffith, secretly, because of course we don't want to say that there's something wrong in the Magic Castle, or that there's something wrong with the Tremere Research Centers. But I feel that there's something wrong, and I can't do anything about it. So, and she pulls. So there's like a red velvet curtain with gold cords, and it's pretty heavy. So she kind of like puts her books down. She does not drop them. She puts them down gently, and starts to pull back the curtain. And I don't know if you guys have ever pulled heavy stage curtains before, but they're heavy as heck. So she struggles a little bit. She's a little bit meeker than what you would think. And so she pulls it back, and it reveals two like shiny, almost tin-like doors. And she does the like, because it has like the bar to open it, and she does the little like the butt scoop, like how you like hit it with your butt to like open it. Yeah. And as the door opens, it's pretty loud and echoey. It just leads it into a very dark tunnel. So I really hope you could try to find my friend. I've tried to reach out to her several times and to no avail. Would you mind going to look for me?
Not at all. I believe that's why we came.
I would greatly appreciate. Oh, before you go though, here's some tokens, some items. Hopefully it'll help you.
Yes, anything would help.
So she gives Yoon some weird ritual components that you're like, you know what to do with them, but you're just like, okay. But she gives you each of 3 stones. One is like a fool's gold nugget. Another is a emerald. And they're small, like small little rocks. And the other is onyx. I assume that you guys will take them from her?
Yeah, Yoon actually pulls out like a silk handkerchief scarf that she has and wraps them up nicely and neatly.
Yeah.
So they're
so
protected and safe.
each of them should go to one of you. They're located or bloodstones. If you get lost, I could try to help find you.
If she hands it to me, I'm going to hand the onyx to Jesus and the fool's gold to Silas.
Why does that fit so freaking perfect?
Yeah, it's beautiful. It's beautiful. I'm taking the emerald. That's what I wanted. It's perfect.
Well, if that wasn't thought out, it was very well played just now. I love that it just matches our characters so well. All right, I look at the piece of onyx as it glints, and I'm just looking around, and I kind of just place it in my jacket pocket.
I take the piece of pyrite and bite it. I'm like, let's put it in my pocket also. Yeah. So your friend Glinda, she's also a witch.
She's a Tremere.
Yeah, I give you a dirty look. Like a dirty look.
Like, listen, I'm not...
I'm gonna say it again, Silas. I just don't know how you're still around.
There's a difference between witches and a tribute.
I'm sure that's true.
So sorry for this.
Sure, that's true. I'm sorry, honestly. I don't know all the proper terminology.
How long have you been kindred?
What year is it? 2024? It's been like 10 years?
So you should know a thing or two about derogatory terms, no?
I don't usually come to this part of town.
That's unfortunate. Do you live in the poor side of town?
No.
Jesus's eyebrow raises when she says, "Are you come from the poor side of town?" Like, is that gonna trigger Silas?
I thought this was the poor side of town, if I'm being upfront with you, but clearly I misunderstood. I'm very sorry.
Wow, the Hollywood Hills. You think this is poor? This is very rich, full of folklore and old money.
No. I meant no offense. Everything's cool. And I just start like walking down this path, down the tunnel.
I think when he was
Kings and
embraced,
warriors.
I think when he was embraced, they took his brain and
I think they embrace him because he has a lack thereof. He is a pawn.
He
That's
does make a
okay.
good one.
No matter. I appreciate your help in all of this situation. You are under a bit of a tight time constraint. I hope you don't get lost down here. It's a straight shot, though.
Oh, I mean, if it's straight, that's fine. We can get through this. Silas is leading the way. If anything happens, well, he'll deal with it.
Good luck. She waits for you guys to go through the doors. And just at the very ominous moment, she closes the doors and all you hear is the boom! And it's dark in there. And I think this is probably the right time to let's take a break.
storyteller. I want to do one last thing before we go to break here.
Sure.
I want to pull out my phone and I want to check it.
Okay.
Has anything changed? Have I gotten a message? Has anything gone on?
No reception.
You just
And on that note is where we're going to take a break.
How are they going to survive?
Excellent. So last we left our kindred, they were traversing across a dark tunnel. And right off the bat, we're going to just go with it. Everybody make me a wits and awareness roll. We got to see if you understand and know what is going on in front of you.
all right. Do I have anything for this?
And by the way, April, this is a new scene for you, so you do get
Yay!
your pools reset.
Happy day for you.
Gorgeous.
I don't have anything for this. Okay, let's go.
That's a total failure for me.
Silence.
I'm looking at my phone. Oh, God damn it, there's no service in here. Got trades going through.
Wrong.
Yeah, I guess
But-
market's not open right now, but
Okay. Hey, Zeus and Yoon. You guys recognize real quickly that there is no light in here, and you immediately grab your phones and you turn on your flashlight. However, Silas, total failure. This is going to be real upsetting for you, or somewhat upsetting for you. But because there's no light at the moment, you're very... I'm assuming you're wearing like an Armani suit, correct?
oh, definitely, yeah, like
Okay.
an
Yeah.
unfortunately expensive suit.
So the minute you start walking, you guys are kind of like going down. You start realizing, or sorry, you start to feel like a wet sensation going up your leg.
Up.
No.
That's no good.
no.
And you guys are walking in. You take the flashlight, you kind of flash it down. You're walking in like ankle height water, ankle height water.
Ankle height water.
gross and murky water.
Your only weakness?
My
What?
least
What
favorite
is-
height of water.
This is my
Ankle height.
Well, yes, because it only really gets your socks wet, and wet socks might be the worst feeling in the world.
Yeah,
It really is. It's very annoying.
feeling
Yeah.
that, yes,
I'm-
I was just looks down and he's like,
Oh no,
It's like
your
those
suit
little-
and your shoes.
yeah. that's
Oh
fine.
no. I just keep walking.
Give me a second.
Don't give you a second. We just both
Yeah.
go walking. Can you?
All right, guys, keep traversing. Let's see here. Jesus.
Wait, hold on. Are you praying in
I'm
this tunnel
having
right
a
now, sir?
funeral, okay? I'm having a moment.
Do you
Listen.
know you're a vampire?
Yes.
Okay, just making sure.
Yes. Everything's fine. Listen, I don't expect either of you to understand, but like a good suit is like a good friend.
Have you had either?
Beat me to it.
I wouldn't expect you to understand. A
Of
good
his
friend.
friends, do you see how much he's checking his phone? As much as you are.
Yeah, I mean, I actually have fucking people who want to talk to me. What's going on with you over here? There's no way that's the case.
There's no service in here.
Yeah, I noticed. I'm like, I hit my phone a little bit. I'm like, you know, I've been trying to get something. You know, I got people to talk to. I got like at least 3 deals lined up. Why do you care about that? Why do you care about that? There's no service. You trying to like connect a Candy Crush on your phone or something? Is that even a smartphone? Is it a flip phone? You have a flip phone, Jesus?
You wouldn't understand.
That is true. That is something I would not understand.
No, you idiot. Talking about. You said you only got embraced 10 years ago?
I mean 11, but who's counting?
So you probably got people still around, don't you?
Oh, sure, yeah.
People you used to know.
Yeah,
Before
of course.
it happened. I'm just peering down at my phone, just like it's off, like the screen is off, but I'm looking as if I can see something on it.
And all you see, honestly, is no signal, and it's in the bright red letters.
Mm-hmm. Well, someone I knew before I turned. Someone important to me. They they went missing recently. And I don't know why, but can't help but think I was responsible in some weird way.
This might be a long shot, but do you think it's connected to this?
Sure as hell hope not.
Long shot. I know. It was just.
I don't know.
I mean, we are investigating disappearances, so that would seem to be a weird coincidence if that wasn't connected.
I'm gonna open up my phone. I'm gonna go to my photos, and I'm gonna find that old photo, not the newer one. And I'm gonna say, Silas, you know I fucking hate you, right?
I mean, it's a mutual thing we've got going on. Yeah. It's an unspoken thing.
Have you ever, or did you ever, have feelings for anyone other than yourself?
I mean, listen, how old were you when you got turned? Embraced, rather?
I don't know. Like 34, 35, something like that.
Gotcha. I mean, when I was embraced, I was like fresh into my 20s. So, I mean, I want to say yes, but like, does that really count? Hard
No.
to say.
It doesn't.
Right, because you got to be an old person before you got turned.
Right.
So,
he's gonna ignore Silas as he like calls me an old person, and he's gonna show you the image on the phone, and I'm gonna
As he calls,
oh, go ahead.
right when he calls you an old person, you can pull your sleeves down a little bit so no one can see your elbows. And then we'll look at whatever's on your phone. Can't let them know.
Good callback.
Can't let them know.
Slides the phone kind of over to you. You see this old photograph, and it is a photograph of a woman at a park, and she is holding up what looks to be like a tennis racket, and she's kind of just like in a She's got like one leg up, kind of like in just like a cutesy little pose with the racket up. And I'll look at the photo and I'll just say, her name's Marina.
I think not even Yoon doesn't even really think about it. The second she looks at it, she kind of, because she knows how important this is. I am going to cast Illuminate the Trail of Prey. It might be a long shot that anything would happen, but I will need to make a rouse check first.
Yep.
Oh boy.
We're in a new scene.
The hungry become hungrier. Oh no.
Should have done that. It's cool. At least it wasn't the same. At least
It
I'm
wasn't
not-
a BC or failure,
Yeah.
so you just
Could be
you go
worse.
up. You go up one hunger, so you're at hunger
3.
3.
Yeah, that's fine. This is fine. This is fine. Being trapped in a tunnel with a 3 hunger vampire. Oh, it does the rouse check automatically.
Mm-hmm.
That would have been fine if I would have done it to do it automatically.
I didn't realize you didn't for a second, but it's okay. Yeah, we'll go with the first one, I guess.
So I got 6 successes and 1 failure.
Damn.
Okay.
I know how
go.
important this is to you.
Let's go.
I gotta look this one up. I don't actually know this one.
So it allows me to cast the trail of a specific person. So it might not do anything here at all.
Also, just a heads up for you playing now and for those watching, if you have anything in the journal, if you click it, it'll give you the description of everything that it does.
Yeah, I literally just clicked it. That's really awesome. Okay, so I'm gonna be a little bit picky because you did cast this. I'm assuming that you had a white satin ribbon on you.
Yes, it's. I think when I described you leaving, she's just like picking up things and putting in pockets and like bits of stuff. So,
Okay,
this is one of the things she knew she had to investigate something, so she thought she would have to do this.
brilliant. So you've already soaked it in blood. It's ready to rock and roll. You have a lighter. Awesome. And then let's see here. Oh,
Does
okay.
Jesus know what you're doing? Well, I know you're casting a spell, obviously.
Well, so I said casting a spell. I treated it almost like DD. What she does is like she like rummages through her pockets and like you see her pull out like this blood-stained piece of ribbon.
Mm-hmm.
And she kind of looks at it, looks at you, looks at the picture again, and just holds it really tightly in her hand, thinking, and just like lights one end on fire and opens it so the whole thing catches. So you actively see her casting this ritual, and since we have worked before, you would have known this as she's trying to track something.
I'm reading the exact words because I want to make sure I get this right.
Well, that's why like they had to have traveled here. So again, long shot. I just kind of want to help Jesus know or find out if she has been a part of this.
Yeah.
Do you constantly need to be looking at the photo for it to work?
No, I just need the
Jesus kind of
face.
Jesus kind of like sees you doing it and then like allows it to finish and then kind of pulls it back and like kind of puts it against his chest and just kind of waits.
The fire is also not a pleasant experience.
Yeah, it's very like.
So I would say very much you guys jump back. So you're by yourself with this ribbon, and you set it ablaze, and you see the stream of white start as if it was going to go somewhere, and it just goes away.
I want to guess it doesn't normally do that. It either happens or doesn't.
Yeah.
You see you get very nervous at like she's going through like 7 emotions. She gets like excited, scared, upset, nervous, and then like blank.
Yeah, you've never come across something like that before.
I want to say that they did come this way, but something it's never done that. It either happens or it doesn't happen. And it happened and it started, but then it stopped. And it shouldn't do that if she was never here. Or I've seen something else. Maybe it's the wrong face. Something's not good. It's worse than I thought, or we thought. Than she thought, as she kind of like is ways back towards where the door where Margaret was. This shouldn't happen.
Jesus definitely looks a bit like, kind of like his heart is like on his sleeve right now, and he probably doesn't like that too much about the situation, and so Jesus kind of just covers his head up a little bit more, and he says, "Whatever, just, let's keep going."
I think we should.
I don't know.
And you keep pressing.
Yeah, Silas like thinks about saying something, but is like,
I feel like Silas.
I'm not even.
Yeah, if you
willing to
even
cross this line.
if you even like shift, I feel like Jesus would do the finger point thing again, but without even looking at you this time, and the finger's like really kind of close to you, and I just say,
Oh no.
not one word, not right now.
And Silas doesn't say anything, but he does think to himself, "This is your Christmas present." Not that we celebrate that. But yeah, Silas will not say anything. He's just like, "Yeah, this is a lot."
You just.
I think at least
Trudging.
Yoon's pace picks up a little bit. It's not as much of like the just walking down the hallway. She has urgency now.
Yeah. Yoon, I'd love for you. You feel a presence around, but you don't know what it is.
Sense the unseen would go back up.
Yes.
I keep doing things that make me. Is that a browse check again?
Yes, it is. So we're gonna need.
I need to stop doing things.
Find someone.
Are you?
Someone go to sleep. So
Someone
I can
go to sleep.
Take a nap. Okay.
Oh God.
I think I'm good. I think I'm okay. I just failed a lot,
Yeah, it was just a bunch of fail.
but I'm not hungry.
No.
Why? Well, you feel things, and you actually. This one should be easy for you. All right, I have an idea.
Okay.
You can succeed, but you can succeed at a cost.
Yes, let me succeed with a cost. What is the
Ooh,
cost?
Nice.
Okay.
More hungry. I'm just kidding.
More hunger!
Just kidding.
Silence, go to sleep. Silence, go to sleep.
So the success, I'm going to tell you what you find, but the cost you will find out later.
Okay.
Ooh.
Made that for you.
So the success is you hear a giggling, and you hear, follow the yellow brick road, follow the yellow brick road, follow the yellow brick road.
Road. Yoon kind of starts mimicking the sound. Does anyone else hear that?
I just turn around and shh.
I'm not the one doing it, though.
You very much were. Were you not just singing?
I might have mimicked it, but I don't think I was the one doing it.
You hear it again. Follow the yellow brick road, follow the relic breast, follow the yellow brick road.
Something is singing Follow the Yellow Brick Road. It's very excited about it. We found the note that said, don't follow it. Something is with us right now.
I
don't.
I'm gonna
I don't.
kind of get nervous about that, I guess. I feel like I would get nervous about that, so I'm gonna go and see if I'm gonna cloak of shadows, just like the nearest area of darkness. I mean, the whole place is dark, but like at least try to get up against the wall or something, and keep an eye out.
As you press up against the wall, you try to make yourself flat, right? Because you're kind of nervous about the situation.
Yeah.
You hear a squeaky, squeak, squeak, squeak.
All right. Then I look down or look around for the nearest rodent.
And you would recognize this rodent. You would recognize by the eyes. That is the same little guy that you saw in Magic Castle.
You little shit. Hey.
He like squints his eyes.
Hey. Should I make another Feral Whispers check, or would the last one count for this same creature?
We are in a different scene, so
I'm gonna try
Yeah,
I'm gonna try to communicate with it.
But I was like, you already have kind of like broken through, so this should be a very easy
Okay.
difficulty, right?
I am not getting hungry. I have 2 successes on
That's
communication.
Yay! What would you like to communicate to it? Remember, it's a rat.
Yeah. I'm just gonna look at it and say, who else is in here besides us?
And the rat starts running. But not running too fast, but running to like almost kind of show you like follow.
I'm just gonna look back at the group, and I'm not gonna say anything, but I'm going to start to like hunch over a little bit more to kind of keep an eye on the rat as I move along with it. I'm going to try to also use unseen passage during this to see if to make sure that I don't make too much noise while I follow.
Okay.
I am on fire.
Yes.
So no, I do not get hungry, and I go unseen a bit.
Yay! That's unfortunate for your teammates, though.
Bye.
Well, can I use my heightened senses?
Yes! Yes, you can.
Yay!
I was about to say, unless you have something else. Well, actually, wait. Heightened senses, so you can see. Well, you have to pick a sense. Which sense would you like to use?
Gotcha. I guess if I'm trying to follow it, am I able to see you like at all? Like, is that a possibility? Because if not, I can just do hearing.
I am functionally invisible, my friend.
Okay.
So-
You don't want to choose smell?
Yeah, I was like, so remember.
Smell's actually a strong option because you've got all that fish on you.
And the
you're also just
perfume.
you.
Nellie's
Oh,
perfume.
Nellie's perfume
true.
too. Yeah.
So yeah, let's do smell then.
That's
Okay.
probably the
All
only
it
reason
goes,
they weren't
wherever it
complaining
goes.
when we were in the castle.
So you activate heightened senses.
Mhm.
Now, when you activate heightened senses, all the rest of your senses kind of start to dull a little bit, and that one sense opens up and magnifies about 100%. So where something smelled maybe a little bit fishy is now super pungent, like
You're welcome.
overwhelmingly like
This
you're
is my
just
nightmare.
like,
Enjoy it.
and it feels like, have you ever
Breathe it
gone
in.
to like the desert? Yeah, have you gone to the desert and it's just so hot and it like you can't escape it? It's like up your nose. Like that's what this feels like.
Yeah, you can,
Cool.
you can
But-
taste it.
But you smell something else. You smell pastries. Sweet, sugary desserts.
Mm.
Okay.
And you, having been kindred for a decade, you have not tasted real food
Yeah.
in some time. So when you smell this, this is like when you go to Disneyland and you smell the cotton candy or something. I would say Dole Whip, but I don't think you smell the Dole Whip too much. Like the churros, when you walk by the churro stand,
Mm.
like that.
Oh, yeah. Cool. So, yeah, I will just convey that to you guys. I'll be like, okay, cool. Like, this is so funny. I'll just look to you and be like, I can smell him. This sucks. He's going this way. Also, there's pastries on the wind. I don't know what that's about. They smell really good, though. Mm.
You stop it for a second. There's sludge water, and it's ankle deep. Is there any way? I don't know why I had to repeat that again. I'm sorry.
Ankle length, by the way.
Is there any way to ankle length water? It's very awkward. Socks are all ruined. Is there enough? Is it shallow enough that if I kick it or like splash enough away, is the ground yellow underneath us?
Oh, that's a good question. The ground. Are you going to do it?
Yeah, I am now like looking for
Just
this yellow
kick the
brick
water?
road.
There's no yellow brick, but you notice that it is brick down there.
It's not yellow, but there's brick down there. There's a rat thing happening over this direction, I think. And now pastries.
Mhm.
This has to be this is all connected. The ritual didn't work. people are missing. This has been closed off. Did we ask why they closed this off? We didn't ask why they closed this off, did we? We should have asked why they closed this off. I feel like that's also might have been important.
Yeah.
You've probably seen this. Yoon's trying to piece things together. She's like, she feels like she's on the edge of something, and so she's just like throwing things at the wall now.
So the good news is, Yoon, you'd remember this. She said it's a straight shot.
Mm-hmm.
So even if it feels like anybody's like kind of veering off, you know that if you just keep going straight, you'll get there.
Were there any twists and turns on this walk so far?
Mm-mm.
How about side streets?
Just a straight tunnel.
And how would we get, and like turns back to side, and how we would have gotten lost on a straight shot? Like there's no exits off the straight line.
Right.
How would we have gotten lost? It's a straight line.
That's too much for me, man. I don't know.
Hey Zeus, don't follow the rat too far. Stay where you can see one of us. Screaming into a direction, hoping that it's the right way. It's probably not the right direction.
Hey Zeus, how far and how quick did you go?
I trust Yoon to handle themselves like in a situation. Silas, not so much, but I feel like Yoon at least could handle a situation. So I don't think Jesus would have waited up. Like, I think he's just following that rat.
Okay.
He's not the most brilliant individual. And he loves a good animal. So like, you know, if this guy is leading me on a wild goose chase, maybe he's lunch. We'll see.
Fair enough. This is gonna be interesting. Silas, because you didn't choose hearing. You chose scent.
Mm-hmm.
Jesus' scent goes missing. You.
I'm gonna look to you. You're gonna be like, normally I would be stoked about this, but I can't smell Jesus anymore, and I think that's not a good thing, given the whole getting lost situation as discussed.
Yoon goes to almost turn and walk away, like to go hunt, but then she's like, wait, no, I don't think we should. We need to be able to see each other, or something. It's gonna separate us. This is trying to separate us.
Reach out a hand, like. I know that took a lot for you. But we'll try to, I guess, do my best to like get the scent of Jesus.
I don't think Jesus would have gone backwards. He would not have. I want to believe that he would not have followed the route backwards. So if we go forward, theoretically, we should run into him because it's a straight shot. But I don't think we are.
So as you say that, we're going to cut to Jesus for a moment. But give me 1 second. I want to go ahead and change some scenery here.
Ooh,
yes. Maybe
like underground.
Danwood. Yeah, it's like abandoned metro tunnel, maybe?
Yeah, that's it. That's one.
ooh.
Let's try that.
Oh no.
There we go.
Not exact, but it gives us a little bit of ambiance.
It gets us.
I like it.
Let's see if I can get to what I want it to do. I like the music mixing.
Yeah, do the music mix. Isn't that cool? So Alchemy Enhanced comes with a cool little audio triangle on the top right where your audio is, and it mixes 3 tracks together that you can drag a little dot around, and when you do so, you are mixing the sounds. So you can have like really calm music, or you can have like talking music or something like that, and then like action-packed music, and you could just do that on the fly by dragging that around this little mixer we have. Pretty cool stuff.
So while we're at it, you can get a sense of what's coming up for you. Jesus, I need you to make me you can choose either dexterity or stamina.
Okay.
and survival.
Oh boy,
Because-
this is not gonna be a good one, friends.
Because
We'll
what
see.
has happened is, as you were following the rat,
Mhm.
what you didn't realize that laid in front of you was a huge drop in
Oh.
elevation with a lot of water. And so you dropped into the water
Okay.
pretty silently because you did it quick, right? It's just like, bloop.
Yeah. Yeah.
So the
can-
roll is to see if you can swim and survive.
Can I blood surge for this?
Absolutely.
Yeah, I would like to blood surge. Let me roll rouse. On fire. Okay. So I'm gonna add 2 dice to the pool here. And it's still not big, but we're just doing what we can here. Let's go. 1 success.
Woo! Okay. You can add. So with 1 success, you're treading water, but not great.
Okay.
I can offer you a bargain.
Okay.
You can succeed completely, make it to the other side. You won't be able to warn your friends. And something else is going to happen at a later time.
That's a tough bark. Okay. Does Jesus know that he's in immediate danger? Like, obviously I'm treading water, but is this bad? Is it looking bad?
No, it's just you immediately just dropped in water, so that's probably the scariest thing, that
Panic.
you're just kind of yeah. But there's nothing there. There's nothing in the water. I mean, the rat's gone, but you can see on the other side there's a dimly green light on the other side.
Ooh. Okay. If there's something on the other side actually worth getting to, then yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and bargain to succeed and get on over there.
Yep.
But otherwise,
okay.
then yeah, I would just kind of tread water. But now I'm if there's something over there, yeah, then Jesus is on it.
There's a green light over there. All right, so that takes care of Jesus. You just see Jesus just treading water, head above. Kind of like. We'll do that. Did your hood? I'm assuming your hood maybe came off for a second. Pointy ears.
Gosh, yeah. Hoods
While you're
off, pointy ears,
kind of just
scraggly,
tread in the water.
Maybe balding in some areas.
Yep.
Yeah, treading water now.
You get in there, but you make it successfully to the other side. Emerald green light sitting there. It's still kind of cementy, but you see broken tile of a checkerboard, black and white, kind of start to formulate on the other side. Silas and Yoon, do you guys continue forward?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think Yoon's going faster than before,
Okay.
trying to hope Silas catches a scent.
Are you
Yeah.
running?
I don't think she's running fully, but it's
Okay.
it's mall fast walking.
It's like
Okay.
that walk you do when the car stops for you at a crosswalk, and you're like, I'm an
Yeah,
adult,
you're
I
like,
don't
"Oh, no."
run, but I'm gonna walk.
You don't want to
quickly.
be an inconvenience. Yeah, no, I know that one.
Yeah,
That's not what
yeah.
I'm doing right now.
So I would say, correct me if I'm wrong, she wouldn't necessarily be all about her surroundings. She's focused on getting her friend.
Yes, and listening for this. The only surrounding thing she would pay attention to is if that song started again.
Give me a wits and awareness check, just quickly. 3 or 2 successes actually, or 2 difficulty rather.
Ooh, I got 2.
Yay!
All right.
Bare
Let's go.
minimum.
You hear and now see a little bit of a materializing, but not much, just a little bit. But you hear the song speeding up.
I slow down.
Do you turn around?
No, I want to see if this song slows down if I slow down.
No, it's just going fast.
Okay, keeps going up. Silas, it's gonna be a weird moment of like kind of start, stop, and go faster.
Yeah.
The song is getting faster. The song is getting faster. I'm afraid.
Should we go faster? Is that anything? Okay.
Yeah. I think we should go faster. I don't. It just starts booking it.
As you book it, I need both of you guys to make me a stamina or dexterity roll with survival. You can choose whatever one is higher for you.
Stamina, and you said survival.
Yes.
Oh wait, survival.
It's the best, or athletics, if athletics is good too. I'm getting you guys to swim. But because you guys are running, you completely missed that it fell, like the cliff fell, so you guys go right into the deep end of the water.
We're a bunch of
What is the
bumbling
difficulty?
I'm sorry?
What was the difficulty?
Let's do standard 3.
Okay.
fools.
Hey!
Whoa!
I can
Oh, yeah.
swim!
Oh, here we go.
Yeah, you can.
Oh, no.
What the heck?
Oh no!
Dude,
Can I?
I knew it wasn't even possible, but I wanted to roll it anyways.
With all my
Silas!
Do you have anything in athletics at all?
No.
Okay, so that would have just been a bomb. Period.
Yeah.
Oof.
Like literally no matter what. I'm wearing a suit. It's not great. I'm just like, I've just learned I don't know how to swim is what's happening.
as Silas like starts to like just sink and flail, can I, since I got a critical,
Yes.
thank you. I'm just gonna like grab his arm and almost like throw him in front of me as I like wrap him in an arm and like just like you can't swim? You can't do this?
No.
You can't just
I've never been in water before. Why would I ever want to be in water? Water is wet. This sucks.
He says
It
while
does
he
suck,
drowns.
you know,
Swims very well, apparently.
I'm just gonna drag him along.
Do I see them as they fall
Yes.
into the water? Okay.
You see them coming up on the other side now.
Okay. Jesus will turn around from the green light for just a moment, and at that point, I will sit there and kind of hide up against the wall again, cloak of shadow style, waiting for them, just in case anything saw or heard them panicking and struggling.
You, Jesus, hear ding.
Like a bell?
Like a notification bell.
Like a notification bell. Yeah, without a second thought, he rushes to his phone and pulls it up.
You see text message, JK found.
I'm gonna message back. And I'm gonna say, get her somewhere safe.
No response. Actually, even worse. You know when you get to a spot after it's been dead and you still try to send something and you still can't send it,
Yeah.
even though you get the incoming?
Yeah.
So you send it and you get that like red alert of like
You get the little stop sign next to it.
yeah.
Mother. You see Jesus like grip his phone like he wants to like break it in half. Like he's just so ready just to squeeze just a little bit harder to smash this thing into smithereens. And then he just calms himself down and just shoves it in his pocket.
Just as you do that, the rest of your coterie shows up.
I think I kind of drop Silas onto the pavement when we get there. Just and like you see, like when Yude comes out, she has like a hoodie. She has like just like bits of fabric. Like the fact that she didn't sink and got us there was remarkable. Anyone who has gone, I am of the age that I went into a pool with Jinkos on. We should have died. Okay.
Wow.
The amount of fabric that she is wearing.
Silas like gets up and like straightens out his suit as if it's not covered in sludge water. It's like,
Amazing.
I look over at
So-
I just want to look over at Silas real quick, and I just kind of look like, you look like a fish.
Yeah, as soon as you're gonna say, Silas puts out a finger towards you. It's just like, not one word. Not this time.
Is it on his lips? Is it like a?
Yeah,
He's pushing my lips.
yeah. Just no. This
Well,
we don't need to do
he's
this
had a
right
day.
now.
He will physically
Yeah.
touch you.
Yeah, you physically touch my lips. I just kind of grab your wrist, and I just kind of like shove it away from my face, and I just say, green light.
Do we see a green light?
You do.
Green
More
light.
More specifically, it's an emerald light. And just like I described to Jesus, it you see kind of like the crumbling of like black and white tile, like checkered tile, start to kind of show up, and you find in front of you another tin-lined door, just like that you saw back in the Magic Castle. And so you can kind of start seeing the tile pattern, like underneath, like going underneath the doors. And I assume that you're gonna push the doors open. Awesome. So as you open the doors, lights start to flicker on, and they're green lights as well. It's kind of like, like the sensor motion, like lights that are kind of turning on. And as you're kind of pushing through the hallway, like I'm sure like you're shaking off the water and kind of checking yourself, making sure you guys are okay. And
Jesus
just as
is
you...
absolutely not doing that. He just
Okay.
walks
Great.
totally soaking wet.
Just
Great.
That guy.
I look
Great.
like old Greg at this point.
Amazing.
Oh no!
So as you get through the hallway, you're stopped by a black wooden spiral staircase that leads up. And as you climb or ascend up the stairs, you can hear the sound of bustling atmosphere of restaurant goers and the smell of sweet, sweet desserts. And a bar just as beautiful as a magic castle, inlaid with black swirl marble. As you take the sights around, you notice the decor immediately. It's all designed to be an upscale style of the Emerald City. Pictures of Judy Garland dressed as Dorothy line the walls, mirrors reflect the emerald green of the lights outside, and candles seemingly to be floating tableside. What would you like to do?
Are there people here? You said
Yep.
there are
Restaurant goers, they're eating.
Does
No.
anyone react to like where we came from? Or
I mean, it was a
that we're-
staircase. It wasn't like we
be-
came out of a sewer, a sewer grate.
yeah, but that's still. I don't think a lot of people would go down to the staircase to the
No.
the water.
Fair enough.
Nope. And just to mention where you guys are at, you actually made it to Culver City into a hotel called the Culver Hotel. And it's situated when you look out of the windows. You see like a movie lot, a white movie lot out there. And Silas, you get the impression you now know why Nelli said what she said earlier about having a piece of this. Because you know about her background. She's the Hollywood Baron, and she owns or inherited from someone the movie lots. And this might actually be a good property for her to have.
I see.
Investments are a specialty.
Absolutely.
Are evictions also part of the?
We'll see. She did say that if you guys pull this off successfully, you might just get some land.
Man.
No better place to invest. Also, do we have service back now? This isn't like super relevant to the story, but like, I just wanted to be
Check
noticed.
your phone?
As soon as we do get service, like how there was a ding for Jesus, it's like ba-da-da-da-da-da, like 1,000 fucking notifications. Company's like, there are my options. But yeah. Okay, cool.
What would you like to do? There's a bar in front of you, restaurant goers. A very
did the
cool-looking
song-
menu.
Did the song that I was hearing stop?
Yes,
Okay, cool.
absolutely.
I'm gonna. Jesus kind of puts 2 and 2 together, and he says, "Someone wanted us to follow the road down there." You said, and then the sign said, "Don't." I think we might be in a place where someone tried to turn us away, but there's someone or something that's pulling us in.
Or maybe everyone just disappeared because they fell into the water and couldn't swim. Maybe that solves it. Maybe that's the end of this case. You don't think so?
Just
You don't think so? do you?
complete blank stare at you when you say that. And then I'm just like,
I mean, who doesn't know how to swim?
what's the...
We both. Everything stops when we look at you.
Yeah. And I feel like he's not even looking at us. He's still just looking at his phone when he says that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Silas, you guys are near the bar. A drink, a shot glass slides towards you.
Ooh.
Sure, yeah. I look in the direction where it came from.
It's a young redheaded woman.
Oh, the same one from the other spot.
She looks similar, but no.
It's not the same. Okay, she just looks similar. Silas is really like bet. Puts his phone away. And like, you know,
Oh,
he's
no!
like
I hate Silas so much.
he's like, you know, soaking wet still from this and like, you
So
know, pushes
before
his hair back a little bit like
before you go and talk with her, let's look at your character sheet real quick.
sure.
I wanna let's see. You should have something that might actually help your situation.
I do have a couple presence abilities. that might
Okay.
help.
Okay. Like
Awe might
You
help
should use
here,
that.
right? I'm gonna use that.
Probably.
I realized after the last time I was looking at my abilities and I was like, definitely should have used that before. And you know, I'm glad you brought that up because I would have forgot again.
yeah, you're welcome.
But yeah, I would like to use that. Do I need to roll for that?
You'd like to activate all. There is no roll for it. You
Yes.
just
You can
turn it on with that charming riz.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Click it and roll it, and it'll send a message to chat so that people.
Oh
chill.
my god!
Oh my gosh!
Too bad I didn't have to roll for it. But anyways, there it is.
Oh my goodness!
You know what? Because that's such a fantastic success.
Congratulations!
You've done it.
Like I needed a W.
Let's go. So you see the drink slide over to you, and the young lady, red hair. Her hair is more of a blood red instead of like that fire engine red.
Mm-hmm.
And she has more of an olive tone. She just smiles at you.
Yeah, I will do what I described. You know, move some of his wet hair out of out of his face, and it's like, all right, cool. Straighten up a bit, grab the drink, and we'll just kind of like move over to be right next to her and be like, this bar is much more hospitable than the last place we were.
Oh my god, are you a celebrity? Did you just finish filming a movie? Is that why you're all wet?
That's exactly why. It was
Oh
part
my
of the
gosh.
scene.
Oh my god,
I
are
do-
you famous?
I do a lot of my own stunts, you see, so you know,
You're a
it's the whole thing.
stunt guy? Or oh, you're like totally like Tom Cruise, right? Like
Exactly
you do
like
all
Tom
of your
Cruise.
Oh my god, so I'm an aspiring actress. Do you think you'd get me on your movie?
I mean, anything is possible, you know. Could happen.
Oh my
Have
God,
you
because
been
I
in any
totally-
films before?
Yeah, like I auditioned like a long time ago for this music video. It's like this music company called like Temple of Boom. I can't remember, but like I tried really hard. I was in a school play once.
I mean, look, everyone's got to start somewhere, you know. That's how I got my start too. Was in a school play. And
Oh my
then
god, you were in a
looking now-
school play? What school play were you? I was in The Wizard of Oz. I tried to play Dorothy, but I was a Poppy.
I mean, listen. Every set needs a beautiful field of poppies to set the scene. You know, where would Dorothy be if she was just standing in front of a blank,
Oh my
plain
god.
canvas?
Are you calling me beautiful?
I mean, that's just implied.
Ah, she like blushes like really hard.
This is so funny. Cool. Be like, so I'm kind of like both in and out of character, piecing together a little bit about what's happening here. I'm like, okay, you know, like this is yeah. So okay, she's one of the poppies. Like, well, are you the only poppy around, or?
Oh my gosh, no! Have you seen there's a pot of poppies over there too?
I look in the direction she's pointing, presumably.
And there is a like nice little vase of poppies.
Like legitimate, like actual
Legitimate
flowers.
poppies,
Okay.
yes.
Cool.
It is Wizard of Oz themed bar after all.
Of course, yeah. Yeah, now I'm just kind of like, literally, he looked up from his phone to this and is like, oh yeah, I guess like, okay, we're in this Wizard of Oz theme bar. Cool. Everything's making sense. Everything's coming together. I know what's going on. Okay, cool. So the next, like, I want to know, so are you here by yourself or are you out with your friends? Like, what's...
Oh no,
what's the vibe tonight?
I totally got stood up by this guy that I met on some web date. I really shouldn't have put too much stock into that, but I don't know. So yeah, I'm here by myself.
That's unfortunate. His loss, I guess, you know, to just leave you here by yourself. That sucks. This is like an above table question. Never mind. I'm like trying to think of how I can help out my homies here because I know they're trying to feed him. Like, does she look sleepy? But like, you know, that's
You could do wits and awareness on her.
Yeah, sure. I guess I can do wits and awareness just to see like how do I know what Jesus' feeding method? Oh yeah, you eat fish and stuff, right?
Hey, don't say it like that. All right. You should be like, hey, you eat fish and stuff, like sushi, right?
You don't eat sushi. I mean, it legally might be sushi, but like, just
by definition, friend. By definition.
Anyways, I'm gonna roll this check. Let's go.
Let's go.
Two failures and one.
It's a bestial
failure.
Oh.
Yeah. You hate to see it.
Great.
You had your one shot, my friend.
No, everything's fine. I just wanted to... Yeah, sorry, go ahead.
You notice next to her that she has 2 glasses of whatever she was drinking.
Mm-hmm.
We'll say martinis. We'll go with it.
Sure.
You also notice that the bartender is noticing you.
Right.
The bartender walks over to you. She's my mark.
Right. Well, listen. Far be it from me to intrude. I was just making conversation.
Alright, if you're here to help, just when her eyes close, just take her to the back.
Like, bet. I will look over to Yoon and be like, are you guys still over there talking? What were we even talking about before this happened? I was
like, let's cut over to Yoon and Jesus. What is going on over there?
Well, as stated in chat, yeah.
It's like watching a train wreck. I think we would try to distract ourselves, and like a few times you would have to like grab the back of Jesus to pull him back so he doesn't just like do something. But yeah, it's just it's a glorious train wreck of what's happening. Like a split second of like, oh, he's doing it. He's not doing it. He's not doing it. It's not something. I don't know what's happening right now.
I feel like oh, go ahead.
Oh, sorry. No, you can go ahead.
Jesus would have been like, "We're on a fucking mission, and every 2 seconds, I turn around and he's talking to somebody like this." And
Maybe they can.
like I
help.
said
We don't
in
have to
chat,
talk here.
while he was saying the things he was saying, Jesus would have gagged, balled up his fist, and then escape into his hoodie just from the awkwardness.
So as you escape into your hoodie, Jesus, you have your head down.
Yeah.
You notice in the cracks that there are small little like sprouts of poppies growing. Do you follow the trail of poppies?
Yeah, I look to where they lead for sure. Like, first off,
They lead like like when you're like at a kitchen, they have like the door, the
little swingy door.
window. Yeah,
Yeah.
back there.
I'm just going to I'm totally ignoring what Silas is doing while I see that, but I will look up at Yoon and catch her eye contact and look back down at the ground so that she kind of follows my eye line, and then I look over at the doors that they lead to, and I just say, "Do you think we need him?"
Yoon looks back at Silas. I feel like this is about the time that bestial failure hits.
Sure.
And the bartender comes up. I'm like, he might. Looks at the poppies. And just kind of follows the poppies. Yoon cannot fight someone right now. She is too hungry. This might go real bad. So yeah, I think following the poppies is the thing to do.
So Silas, given the information that you got from the bartender, what do you do?
I'm going to like say to this woman, I'm just like, be right back. And I'm gonna go over to like kind of where that's happening, go to the bartender, and while both of you are there, actually, you and the bartender, I'm like, listen. I'm gonna be like, first of all, I can see I'm talking to you and him, like Jesus, I guess, who's kind of like a little bit of like, I see the looks you guys are giving me from over there. I'm doing this for you, all right? I'm not the one who got out of a car and was standing around in a crowd of people and immediately lost my shit.
This is never for me. Ever.
Okay, you're good. You don't need to eat. Everything's chill.
Poppies.
Look to the bartender.
Points at the floor.
I shake my head. I put my hand on your shoulder, and I say, "You're looking a little famished, Yoon."
I am. I do think we need to hold on 1 second. I'm sorry. She was under the microphone and trying to step on the keyboard. I had to stop that.
Yoon picks up a stray cat, moves it out of the way.
They should probably keep those doors closed so stray animals can't get in here. Yes, I would like to eat. But I do think we need to get out of this room full of people.
Like right now?
Well, I can't really eat anybody in this room.
Well, hold on. I looked at the bartender. I'm like, listen, you said you had a back room. I know that she's your mark. We're not trying to like mess with your steez here. My friend here is like in a bad way. If you could just help us out, it would mean a lot. I'd owe you one even. I'll even pay you for it.
But she's for the wizard.
This is new information.
Just take her to the back. Just take her to the back.
Some hats.
Cool. With that information, is this girl like passed out at this point or like getting there?
She's getting there. And for the record, there's nothing in her drink. She just has too much to drink.
Yeah, she's just hammered. Cool. Let's go over there and be like, hey, I'm back. Shots, everyone? Are we doing shots? Come on. Like, wave these guys over. Like, shots and a nap, and then we can go see a wizard or something.
She totally follows you.
So I want it to be a point of notice that Jesus is actually, like, his eyes narrow at the sight and sound of Silas thinking about someone else in front of him. Like, the fact that he's trying to do something nice or kind for Yoon throws Jesus for a mental loop for a second, and his eyes just narrow as he watches Silas. And I think Jesus probably think there's an ulterior motive to this, but that's kind of inside of my head. But Jesus will when Yoon awkwardly laughs, Jesus does this awful like
Yeah, that's cool. I bet the girls love that one.
the little nostril, because he doesn't laugh very often. He's definitely doing it performatively. The little tape that is on his nose, keeping it out of sight, lifts a little bit because his nose flares when he laughs, and you can see that like kind of nasty, almost bat-like, almost like fruit bat-like nose. And he immediately puts the tape back down, noticing it's kind of flapping up, and he puts his head down and put it over.
Oh. So do you guys, you have the girl follow?
Yeah.
Okay. So you guys get to the back room, and she stumbles in, like, total, like, drunk girl walk. And there's a nice little plush, like, chair, and she just, like, flops on it, and, like, she just closes her eyes, and she just falls asleep. Like, you know how, like, drunk fall asleep you are, right? Like, you just, like...
Mm-hmm.
You're probably asleep before you hit the ground, kind of thing.
Yeah.
I just look to you and like gesture, and I'm like,
You
"You're
take stage.
welcome."
Thank you. That was genuinely kind of you. I appreciate.
Jesus is
let's-
watching the door.
Hold that thought for 1 second before you decide
Goodness.
to nom. Let me give you a little bit of your surroundings.
Oh, I guess I probably should have asked that. I keep forgetting to ask.
Well, maybe Yoon doesn't care, but I'll look around.
That's true. Yeah, you could look around. I'm hungry.
So when you push through, you kind of come across a lab with a whole bunch of different vials around. And you see, I'm not very scientific, so I apologize for all of my non-scientific descriptions of this, but you see the glass pipes, like the screwy one.
Erlenmeyer
like...
flask. Sorry, that's the only thing I
Thank
remember
you.
from from high school.
Thank you. You see fluids going through it. In fact, you see a blue one brewing right now, very slow drip into it. And as you're looking around to the other stainless steel tables, there's a ton of different vials of different colors, yellow, lots of yellow, kind of gold mixture, reds, sapphires. And Yoon, one thing that catches your eye just as you're about to, is you see paperwork, almost blueprints of sigils written down, signage written down, and you see the words potence. You see on another kind of blueprint schematic, sorcery. You see a list inked in black, oblivion. And a grimoire with the pages ripped out.
That's not good. If anyone looked back at you, like as she goes down, like her eyes like dart and are like staring intently at it.
Okay.
Storyteller,
Yeah.
are the vials full of liquids and things here reminiscent of drugs at all?
Give me... that's weird.
Could I argue a streetwise?
So I was gonna say streetwise at first, but like
Okay.
I feel weird mixing it with a mental. So I would say let's go with medicine or science with intelligence.
With intelligence. Okay, I can do that. All right. I do have a bonus for drugs, for narcotics.
Okay, perfect.
So I'll add that to it, and it is. We'll do science, and intelligence, and I will add some dice to it for bonus. And let's do this thing. Difficulty?
For you, because you have it, this is like difficulty 2.
Okay.
Because you have the bonus.
Yeah, 2. That'll do it.
Perfection. No, this is not drugs at all.
Okay. Then my guard is let down a lot more. Like I was kind of like immediately like we walked into a freaking drug den, and I've been in a situation like this before.
Yeah.
Literally during my my turning, like when I got embraced, like I walked into a bad situation. So immediately like my you know, like my freaking ears kind of pop up, or like my hair kind of stands on end.
Almost say that you would almost go into a frenzy, but you don't, because you keep your composure.
Woo. Okay. Yeah. At that point, then I let out a.
Yoon, do you report about what you just found?
Yeah, I'm glad I had a minute to think. Yoon, you would expect, like, she went to lunge, and it's like that caught her eye, and she hesitated, and like she's kind of like hovering over the bite, but can't get the idea of like the sorcery and the potence, especially, out of her mind. And I'm gonna kind of go to that stuff to see what it is.
Super easy for you. You don't even need to roll for it, because you're Tremere. You do rituals all the time. You know what this looks like. These are lists, ingredients, how to put something together, how to formulate disciplines, how to formulate your powers.
That's not good.
And in fact, you see written down at the bottom of Oblivion, blue. You see potence, red. And you see sorcery, gold.
I'm going to turn to the group and show them that. And like kind of explain like this is how you make, like we should be able to do this.
I look at you and I'm just saying, quit letting your ADHD get you in feed.
Like looking at the person. But I think at Jesus' push, she does. She looks at Silas. Don't let go. I want to keep these, and hands it to Silas.
Okay, I will hang on to those.
She's just like,
and then she's
just
gonna
like-
go.
So one thing, Yoon, that you recognize very quickly is you appreciate the gesture that Silas was able to do that. But do note that this woman drank heavily.
yeah.
Oh, that's true.
Would you like to slack your hunger now?
Damn. I didn't think about the drunk. That's gonna affect me, isn't it? Is Silas looking expectantly at me to drink?
I wouldn't be looking expectantly at you. I was just like, "This is for you, gang," and then just like now I'm looking at this thing, like, "What's this about?" Like,
Okay, cool. Silas is distracted, so I feel less bad about not. It's like it's someone giving you food and you don't eat it.
Yeah,
like, you gotta eat
exactly
food
that.
if someone gives it to you.
Exactly
like that's
that.
appropriate.
Yeah, it's just culturally appropriate. Just like if somebody
Yeah,
gives you
and
food,
then
you eat it.
And then Jesus is like, "You should eat," and I'm just like, "Oh, you're right." But then like I get close to her again, and I'm not distracted by the glyphs, and I'm like, "Oh, she smells like straight like vodka." and
Light
gin."
liquor, yeah.
yeah, just
This
playing
is
a stereotype. Like, no, eat. Like, come on. Like,
So
man.
Silas, you're giving your friend the space to eat, and so you're kind of there's a little bit out of your element, right? Like this is science.
Oh, sure. I have very little idea what I'm looking at here.
So I'm assuming that you're just kind of like backing up, put your hands places, trying to like lean somewhere, like trying not to be like awkward about where you're at.
Totally.
When you step backwards, you hear a crunch or like a grind. Like rocks are stuck under your shoe. And I imagine that when you lift your foot up, you see, like, you know what quartz crystal looks like, clear quartz. It's like as if that was shattered on the ground. And in fact, when you look even closer, you see remnants of dirt. And grounded up flowers. And also you see grounded up textbook, like ripped pages.
Okay.
And pieces of skin or animal.
Right. I imagine this is okay. Just notice some of this stuff, then I like kind of crouch down, take a closer look, and then when I start to notice that, I'm like, ah. I will look back over towards the other two, but specifically towards you, and be like, "There's some. You should come look at this for a sec. Some gross shit happening over here. Seems like something you'd be interested in."
So Silas, as you're kind of crawling, kind of like following this stuff,
Yeah.
you see poppies kind of growing up in this kind of dirt. Do me. Oh, no, you're close enough. You don't even need wits and awareness. Like, you don't need any of that. You're close enough to the flower that you can see red liquid. Actually, do me a favor. I would assume at this point you would maybe use your heightened senses.
Yeah, definitely. I guess if that wasn't still active from before, then yeah, for sure.
Oh, you had it in the sewer,
Because I did it
right?
in the sewers, right? And I had it up for scent specifically.
Well, that's
So
perfect. That's perfect.
No.
You still have it up.
Yeah.
You get close to this red liquid, and it smells like tin metal, sanguine. And you can actually, like, you're looking into like the petals of the poppy, and you see that it's swollen.
Interesting. Just kind of like give it a poke. Like,
And you just see like blood, red liquid kind of just drip out of it.
yeah. I'm gonna be like, huh. And then I'll turn back to you as, because I imagine you're probably like heading over here. Yeah, I'll be like, it's also straight up blood in some of these flowers, like inside of them. Like they grew that way.
Yoon, roll me some intelligence and occult, please.
What is the difficulty?
For you, 2.
Okay, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh. Sorry. You're so hungry. I just saw all your hunger die.
But you're making it. You made it. You made it. So with that, you know exactly what this is. You've seen it before. You know that it's really hard to do, and that a very, very, very experienced Tremere had to have set something like this up. It's called Viscara's Garden.
Ooh.
Viscara's Garden is Tremere can basically grow flowers utilizing components that you may or may not have found to foster blood-hungry plants.
She explains all that as she's like kind of. I'm not going to touch the flower. If there's like a pencil or a poking thing, she's going to grab it and kind of poke it. So these also want blood. Someone really powerful or really smart had to do this, and it wasn't overnight.
But why?
I'm going to start digging through the papers on the desk again.
Jesus, do you go down and check the poppies?
I feel like Jesus has his hands in his pocket and he pokes it with his toe.
So it doesn't do very much, but when you poke it, you disturb some of the dirt.
Mm-hmm.
Oh no!
And you see a hand.
Oh, jeez.
With a glittering piece of ornament on a finger.
I look down at it, and I kind of turn my head. It's buried within the dirt area, like the dirtish area? It's coming out of it?
It's as if like it fell from the flower, so it's like kind of underneath.
Okay. Is it separate? Okay, so is it separated then? It's just a hand? or is it like it's like coming out and I can see kind of like an arm attached to it?
Give me a wits and awareness.
Oh Jesus, my heart's beating now. Wits awareness. Come on. 2 successes.
Let's go.
Okay.
I'd like
Welcome
to.
back.
I'd like to win at a, if possible, a win at a with like an issue or what is it called?
Succeed with a cause.
Yes, succeed if possible. This
Unfortunately, we are at a turning point that is not going to be possible.
is. Yeah, totally. No, fine. That's cool.
But we're going to come back to you on this.
Yeah,
Yoon.
no, I'm chill.
Yoon,
Yep,
what are you
safe.
doing?
I'm not. I know, like, scientific brains kick in, and you don't touch the thing that you're investigating yet. So she is going to. She's trying to find who did this, like a name, anything on the book. A Tremere, a witch, anyone who casts magic or uses a grimoire regularly wouldn't just leave that where anyone could take it. And these ritual spells are not something like you wouldn't leave this somewhere. She's trying to find any evidence because whoever this belongs to has to either be close or there's got to
Yeah.
be something.
Yeah. Are you going to investigate around some more?
Yes.
So there's some walls. So like basically like you have the garden kind of all laid out in dirt, and there's actually a propped open door.
Gonna go look through that door.
Okay. You push open the door, and there is a very gingered hair woman dressed in kind of like a translucent pink suit with stripy socks and red heels.
Love
But
the
she's
look.
chained up.
That's not good. As I see so much in it, like I'm now not yelling. Yoon's flamboyantness and waving has gone down significantly since the first interaction, and she's going, "Guys, Jesus, Silas, there's someone tied up back here."
And as the woman comes around, because she can hear your voice, her green eyes look to you, Yoon, and go, "Watch your back, he's coming."
Spins around.
And we're gonna hold right there. We're gonna get back to Jesus. Jesus, you rolled 2 successes
Mm-hmm.
against, what did I say was the difficulty? 3?
You didn't say.
2.
When
I'm gonna say it's 2 because you're right next to it.
Mm-hmm.
The hand is indeed severed. There is nothing else attached to this appendage. But there's a ring on that finger. A ring that looks
No.
relatively familiar.
I hate that. Okay.
And the reason why I said that we are at a turning point in which you can't succeed at a cost is because you already did that once.
I did.
And unfortunately, this is the cost. Would you like to investigate that ring?
Jesus, his eyes are, when you can't focus very well and your eyes kind of start to shake, just kind of back and forth. You see fine, but your eyes begin to, like, as you stare intently at something, I feel like his eyes are shifting and moving as I look down, and I start to breathe extremely heavy. Hands out of pocket, hands to the sides. I don't want to think about what this is, but I can't stop myself from kneeling down and taking a closer look.
Mm-hmm.
I want to gently shift the hand over so that I can see the top side of the hand and see the actual ring, like the diamond that's in it.
Yep, you recognize that. The hand's a little bit elderly, but not too much. Definitely use a lot of moisturizer and sunscreen.
Sure.
But certainly olive skin toned. It's a small ring, nothing too fancy.
Jesus will shakily take his hand.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll place it down just in the palm, almost as if holding the hand itself. Like, so I kind of grip between the fingers.
Mm-hmm. And we're going to hold right there. Silas, you're witnessing kind of like two different situations here.
Mm-hmm.
Where do you decide to go?
I mean, I'm not 100% sure what's going on with Jesus because I probably wouldn't have stuck around to see all of that. I would have definitely headed over to Yoon when you were just like, there's someone chained up back here. But like, okay, well, that probably warrants investigation. So I would have definitely started to head over there for sure.
Okay, so just as you're starting to walk over there,
Mm-hmm.
you feel a tap on your shoulder. You shouldn't be meddling with the wizard's chamber. And just as this person's about to load up to go and punch, what do you do?
Oh man. Do I have any recollection of who this person is? I've never seen this person before.
Never seen them before.
Cool. Well, this is gonna be a real fight or flight type situation, I guess.
You are an apex predator, remember that.
Yeah, so like, and I have no reason to assume that this isn't this is just a guy, right?
Looks like a mortal guy to you. In fact, he looks like a 1930s film star, like hair like nicely coiffed with like the cute little like curls going on, sweater vest, button up, big old slacks, Oxford
Right on.
shoes. Stylish.
So yeah, if he's a punch me, I'm just gonna like try to grab his wrist basically and just be like, don't do that.
What are you gonna do?
I'm gonna do exactly that. I'm gonna grab his wrist and be like, don't do that.
You're just gonna hold his
just-
hand like that?
I'm gonna hold him there essentially,
Okay.
and
Remind me, what's your hunger like?
my hunger is at 1 right now. It is not. 'Cause I made all my hunger checks so far.
Good.
So, you know, we have all our logic still intact for the most part. But I'm going to grab him and just be like, who the fuck are you? Like, who is this person who just snuck up behind me?
Uh-huh. So he like kind of turns. He's like, ow, 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 ow. But he has a vial in his hand. And he's about to drink it.
Cool.
But-
If I can, I'm going to try to slap that out of his hand immediately if I can do that. Just
Give-
like...
You're fast. He's seemingly mortal.
Okay, cool. Then yeah, I'm just gonna slap it out of his head onto the ground. Just like, what the hell was that?
Well, why? Oh, you stupid vampire! Okay. Come here.
Who are you?
Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter.
I think it super matters actually, because bad news. You have no leverage here, my guy.
He's gonna try to provoke you again.
Okay, sure. I'm sensing that this person wants me to hit him at this point.
Can I interject?
I guess
Yeah,
you're
go ahead.
right there.
Jesus's ears are pumping. You could hear the blood in his ears.
Yeah.
And I would say theatrically, if you'll allow it, I want to attempt it with like maybe a strength brawl or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
I want to literally, while Silas has this guy in a lock and he's trying to talk to him and stuff like that, I want to take my hand and shove it through his back and out of his chest.
Youch! Do you have potence
No.
or fortitude?
No. I have obfuscate and animalism.
Okay, so unfortunately, you wouldn't necessarily be able to do something like that.
Okay, I wanted to take him by the back of the neck and squeeze.
You're pretty strong. He sees everything that's going on around him, so I don't think you'll be able to do a sneak attack necessarily.
Okay. I don't want to do a sneak attack necessarily. I want to literally just stand up, 1,000-yard stare, and try to murder this man with my hands. Doesn't matter how hard I hit. Doesn't matter how long it takes. I want to murder this man with my hands.
Give me 1 second. Let me look at see what you got. Maybe I can help you here.
And yeah, I'm not gonna try to interfere with that in any way. Like, you know, I was just grab this guy like, okay, what's going on? If you come over and I'm just like, he needs this. Like, you know, I'm not even remotely gonna try to interfere with what you're doing.
I may say something while he's dying, if I get to that point.
Okay. Let's go ahead and see. I'm gonna do a contested roll against you.
Okay.
You can go ahead and try to punch him. You won't. You are stronger.
Yeah.
So your difficulty is going against his pool, but his pool is smaller. Actually, I take that back. There's an NPC that should be on here. How do I access that one?
Top right.
Wait, NPCs? I see it.
Yeah, if you want to add that NPC to the scene, just hit that little plus symbol there.
Oh, I don't see a plus
on the
symbol.
right-hand side by your handouts area on the bottom. That little plus symbol. On the right.
I got it. I got it.
And you can add an NPC to the scene there.
Oh, no, just kidding. I don't need to do that. He's already here. I just need to play him, I think.
Oh, yeah, just play him. I couldn't remember if I added him to the scene.
No worries. I forgot that we had the character.
Yeah.
So I can actually have a character sheet with you guys.
Yeah, do the thing.
Yay! Cool beans. So this is going to be a strength plus brawl for you.
Okay.
Probably against my... I'm getting the heck out of dodge, so... Probably dexterity and athletics for me.
Yeah, that character has NPC stats. It doesn't have, like, regular stats.
Oh, yeah, that's fine.
So,
yeah, it's totally fine.
Gotcha. All right. Let's see here. I don't have anything for this except... I don't know if... Theoretically, I don't know if touchstones and convictions have anything to do with bonuses to rolls.
No, that... not that I can remember right now.
Okay.
It's usually it's more of like a mechanism to kind of break your character. Like if you go against them, then you have something that happens to you.
Understood. All right. So yeah, just a flat roll for me, and I'm gonna do the thing. Let's do it.
Let's go.
3 successes. I'll take. That's pretty good for 4 die.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's true. I could have blood surged. Dang.
Let's see what I got.
That might come in handy here in a second, actually. So we'll wait. We'll see.
Oh, yeah! I got 0 successes, 4 failures.
We're about to high five through this man's chest.
Tell me!
Okay.
So I won't say that you can rip through his chest. You don't have that ability to do that. But
I will say every human being has the ability to rip someone's throat out.
Sure.
I'm going to turn him around because I assume now he's no, you know what? He probably wouldn't be because you twisted his arm, so he's probably got his arm like all twisted up, so he's probably facing towards me a bit. And I'll immediately grab him by the throat and kind of shove him up next to the wall next to you. And I'll say, "What did you do to her?"
Do what? I've done a lot of things.
And I'm going to take him still by the throat and like face him towards the hand. And I said, "Her, what did you do to her?"
Who's her?
You didn't even know her name. And then at that point, crush and pull.
We're gonna pause right there. Ione,
Hi.
what are you doing?
So this is all happening very quickly.
Oh yeah.
Would I turn to the person, turn around and see this? Is there any way I could tell if this is the person that she's talking about?
I'm sorry, clarify?
So she said someone was coming, right? Or they were behind
Oh,
me?
yes.
Yeah,
Yes,
I wanna
that is
know
who she was talking about.
Oh, okay. I feel like you have this under control, but I feel like I should do something about this.
Control's all good.
I'm gonna do something maybe that's a little weird. This seems too easy. This seems like a human. He seems to want it. I forgot I had this until now. I'm gonna try to use a premonition to see if this is the right choice.
Okay. Yes.
Because everything that Yoon has thought and I have thought so far, something else comes up. So I'm now thinking.
We love a Tremere in the party, in the coterie.
Woot.
Yeah, I'm gonna use my abilities that I keep forgetting about. And not... Oh my god, where's my thingy? I lost the page I was taking notes on. Oh, it's right there. Okay, I just hit the button.
You
Can
do.
I do anything for it?
It should automatically do anything that's
Okay.
stated on the card. Good.
Hey, guess
Good.
who passed a rouse check?
Good. You did it. You've done it. Congratulations.
I'm so proud of you. I'm so proud.
That in and of itself isn't enough. 3 successes, 3 failures. I don't know what I need to do.
You click it and you can read the system.
Oh yeah. Cost free or 1 rouse check. Dice pools resolve and aspects.
It's under system there. That's what you'll find. What it does there for you.
So,
It's if you deem appropriate with what I've rolled.
well, I definitely deem it appropriate because you're right in the middle of all of this.
Mm-hmm.
And so as you're watching kind of this fight unfurl, you have this woman sitting next to you, you looking at the man, and you hear a giggle in your mind. And you get pulled out of this scene, and you see flashes of this lab getting set up by the woman that's sitting next to you. And you see the plot of dirt kind of happening. And you see also an assistant. The young man that is actually about to get his throat ripped out. And you hear him go, "Miss Glinda, I really want to help. I really want to learn everything." And she kind of silences him, and she goes back to writing and drawing and putting things down. And then it flashes to another moment where he's trying to help Glinda again, and she pushes him away. And each time you kind of flash into a different scene, he gets furious and furious and furious. And it's intermixed with her at this garden cultivating these flowers, and you see her cut her limb, add blood, and there's a fresh corpse, not too fresh, that she's adding the ritual components to feed these flowers for her entertainment, for her knowledge, for her research. And it's just faceless dead bodies. She's been doing this for a while now. For science, for magic, she's learning about what all this stuff can do. And as it keeps going, you see him get infuriated to the point that he starts yelling at her and says, "I can take care of this myself." It locks her up. And he starts mixing and drinking. And as he's drinking these potions, these elixirs, you can see him testing that he has these powers that you only know Kindred could have. And as you flash one more time, you make the realization, this is a thin blood who's trying to steal everybody's power. And you come right back into the moment again.
Jesus, you just hear Yoon like kind of because as she's going through this, she's like muttering, and the last thing she says is "thin blood," and looks at him. But as you're like crushing his throat, she's gonna say, "He's not the only one," and kind of turns back to her at the chair. Gonna let Jesus kill this guy. Not gonna stop him if this is his real thing. But I want to make sure she doesn't get up while he is doing this.
Mm-hmm.
I also don't think it is Yoon's place to kill her. She's gonna wait to really tell Jesus that she wants Jesus to know that this woman is the one who hurt the person he cared about. That's her gift to Jesus.
All right, Jesus.
Mm-hmm.
What are we doing?
Jesus, at this point, with the throat in his hand, pulls back his hood. His ears stand straight up. He rips off his tape on his nose, reveals his nose, and he just in his face, like wanting to crush it so bad.
Are you gonna bite him?
No, I can't do it. I can't just like munch on this dude, but I want to like just make him suffer. So I'm just digging my nails into his throat as like far as possible, and just making him suffer. So I want to hear him like gargle.
Yep, and you absolutely do. We won't mimic the sound, but that absolutely does happen.
Yeah, and I just want to crush until he stops.
You just feel the life fall from this man's body.
I'm just and you might see like maybe some tears kind of coming out, and just standing there, blood in hand, and just 1,000-yard stare, look up at Yoon.
It's
And
not over yet.
I just look. Who's next?
Yoon kind of takes a step away from the door, out of your line, out of the straight path between you and this woman.
And as that happens, the camera pans in closer to the red-headed woman. And she looks up at all of you and says, I have a lot of explaining to do. And that's where we're going to end this one shot.
No, we're not. No, we're not.
Yeah, we are. You guys were amazing. Thank you. This was awesome. I'm so happy to do this for you guys.
What a cliffhanger. Awesome. Wow.
Yeah,
I mean,
you guys were amazing.
Nearly speechless.
were amazing.
Nearly speechless, but absolutely incredible. Wow, what a game. Very awesome ending. Very awesome ending. Cynthia, thank you so much for bringing us into this world. That you and the story that you put together for us and everything. I can't thank you enough because this is so cool to be a part and just kind of be, even if it's a pawn or a pebble in the ocean of story that you've built over the years and stuff like that. It's still cool to be a part of that, and I really appreciate it. And a big thank you to April and Josiah as well. You guys, your characters were amazing. Thank you for bringing those to the game as well. Josiah, I'm sorry if if our characters never found solid ground together, but
listen,
you know,
we discussed this ahead of time when we made these characters. Like, oh, they're gonna fucking hate each other, and that's great. Like, that's fine.
You know, the one thing that I saw in Silas's eyes, just like near the end, was you being kind to Yoon, and I was like, I'm on to you. You got something going on, but all right, I'll let this one slide, I guess. No, you did awesome. And for your first time playing D&D, Jesus, the first time playing Vampire,
that was really fun. I like this game a lot, and it was really fun.
Yeah.
Shouts out to Alchemy.
Hey.
It was fun to play in, yeah.
Yeah, it was super freaking cool. This is like the first time that we've been able to have a game using straight up using our streamer tool, so like our streamer mode. If you are unfamiliar with Alchemy, we've been giving away codes in chat and everything like that, but you can also, if you haven't done so already, just make a free account on Alchemy, and we have tons of free content. You can literally play a game of Vampire the Masquerade for free. We have All Sanguine, and we have, there's another one too, but we have like literally 2 one-shot stories that you can tell, play characters, roll dice, do everything that we did tonight. You can even use streamer mode while doing so. And all of it's free, not to mention all the other goodies we have on the platform. But I want to say a huge thank you, not just to all the folks participating today, but a huge thank you also to World of Darkness and Paradox for putting in just like the hours for kind of helping Alchemy bring Vampire to you guys out there in a way that is really intuitive, really easy to make rolls, really easy to get into the story, and my gosh, like the immersion in the scenes and everything like that is the most is the coolest part about it, because to me, a good Vampire game is played when you can actually feel like you're there and in the moment, and Alchemy does a good job of doing that by giving you those motion graphics and music and all that good stuff, and you get this big old scene that, I mean, it's a unobtrusive, whatever the word is. It doesn't you don't have like all this UI kind of getting in your way and everything like that. It just kind of leaves you to play the game and be in the moment. So enough rambling from me. Thank you guys so much for joining us tonight. A big shout out to the cast and everything like that. But honestly, thank you all in the chat for being here. I hope that you guys enjoyed it. I want to do more of these in the future. So if you liked what you saw, please drop a follow here on Twitch, but also check out all our other socials, especially our YouTube. We have tons of video content there for you guys to absorb, including how to play Vampire the Masquerade. So if you are curious about like how we did anything tonight, then you can go check out the tutorial that I made. It's about an hour and a half long, but it teaches you everything you need to know about Vampire the Masquerade, and by the time you walk away from it, you can play a game, and you got everything you need to know. All right, well, on that note, you guys did amazing as role players and as performers. I appreciate you guys for being here, and thank you all for being here in the chat. But I think the dawn is coming, so it's about time for us to call it a night. Thank you all so much for joining us tonight, and we will all catch you on the next one. Bye, everybody.